who is here? Thor is here! Thor!
There we go. Issue has been resolved with the mic. You know, I'm glad I do these checks because you never know. Something is always going to go awry here. My assistant was not taking care of things on the back end.
Nope.
Oh, man. All right. My check. Check. There we go. My mic input was not registered. Because yesterday I was trying to mess around with it. Because I have it upside down right here. Like this. And I was trying to have it normal ways. It just kept getting in the way. Nah, man. I remember why I put it upside down now. So, bam. We're back to the upside down. And that's why it was not registered on the input. On my end over here in OBS. Okay. Let us get started with the catching up of these news. All right, we in studio. We infiltrated the high-res Georgia headquarters. Just kidding. We're here with Isaiah, Kilgoon, and Pawn, of course.
Hello, and happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into another episode of Titan Talk. I'm
should be able
Isaiah.
to hear
Kilgoon
that as
is with
well.
me as usual, and I told y'all are going to get your Pawn, I don't know, dose of... Pawn's just going to be with us pretty much all week. Just because...
I think we figured out that I'm probably on Friday as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pawn.
Ooh.
Wait. Let's go.
Welcome to this episode of Titan Talk. It's going to be a really exciting one. We're continuing our series this week of Open Beta 15 focused shows. Today is the star of the show. We're going to be talking about Hou Yi coming to Smite 2.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Character, just excited that we get to bring him in.
I know, right? Yeah. I cannot wait.
One of my favorite hunters. I love Hou Yi a lot. I love him. He's so much fun to play as. And when you get the bouncing arrow, stuns, hits, and then kills, ooh! Oh my gosh. Even better. Indescribable. The elation I feel when I land the combo.
I've play tested a lot of Hou Yi over the past couple weeks, and just to see his progress coming along up to this point has been really cool. And there's some spicy stuff in here that I'm sure is going to be really exciting for players as we hop in. But shall I just go ahead and bring up the handy dandy desktop, and we'll get
the handy dandy desktop. Shout out to you, Isaiah. He's like chill. Pretty sure games with him will be fun.
Do it.
Sounds good.
Or just interacting with him.
Today,
it's pretty
once
funny.
We get through Hou Yi as well, so we won't go through the full like item and god balance. That's for Friday, but everything else we'll try and get.
Oh, there he is. Oh my goodness. His hair color got a little change. The update to his model looks phenomenal. I am already liking it. Yo, he looks so much better. He looks so cool. Oh, his feathers are gone though. No. They got smaller. I love that part of Hou Yi, the feathers that he had. They made his skin stand out even more. That's why I love feathered characters. Because they look fantastic on their tiered mastery skins. That's what it is. On their mastery skins. And then any other pretty cool skin theme, the feathers just stand out so much.
Through today.
All right.
Damn
so we got
it.
Hou Yi here in Smite too.
He has like no feathers now.
Nope.
Damn. That's a drawback. At least for me. Damn. We'll see. We'll continue. His sound effects still sound the same. Pretty sure that it got updated though. I'm glad it still sounds similar though.
Looking good.
Yeah, look at him.
Before we get into the full kit, Pon, talk to me about the process about bringing Hou Yi to Smite 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so Hou Yi, he has a very clear goal in mind. He wants to ricochet off the wall. He wants to get those trick shots. He wants to get marks on people to stun them. When bringing him over, we wanted to see what we could do to make him have more interaction with his mark, as well as also make his passive a bit more useful. It's a very niche application. Of what
Did his 3 get increased AoE of area? It looks a lot wider when he lands.
as well as also make.
Boom! Look at that. That looks wider to me. Oh my gosh. We'll see. We'll see.
Useful. It's a very niche application of what it's good at. So we want to try and expand its usefulness. We also.
Oh, why is it blue? Is it because it's aimed at the stealth grass? Oh, they'll explain. They'll explain. I'll let them talk. Why is it blue though? I'm interested. I'm curious. Does it do more damage if you actually hit someone that's hidden? Ooh, or does it reveal? Is it a revealing arrow? Oh, sheesh. Hey, yo. I'm excited. Yo, his passive still looks the same in the icon.
Are saying that he is a hybrid scaler. So he will scale off both strength and intelligence.
Yes.
The main differentiating factor for him actually comes from the mark itself, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Hey.
And quick note that some of the effects today are still work in progress. So there are things that we are going to be updating before it goes live that we know aren't quite where we want them to be, but
maybe it's that.
This is where we are in the process. This is the day to show it. So and we want you guys to play it and give us like gameplay feels later today. So note that some of the effects will be updating still from here.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well,
shall we just go ahead
maybe
and
it's
start with that passive, Pon? Let's talk about
Sun Touched. When critically hit or taking more than 20% of your health in a single blow, become Sun Touched, reducing active cooldowns by 2 seconds and marking the enemy who triggered this effect. While Sun Touched, you cannot be critically hit. Oh, so they expanded on his passive. Because before it was just this. When you got crit, you couldn't be critted for 3 seconds, I think. Now they added to it. Now it's no longer just critically hit. It's taking more than 20% of your health. So you can't. Oh, damn. He's a great counter pick to bursters. Think like a Loki or a Suzy, a Susanoo, or a Thanatos, or an Awelix. Damn, or a Monkey. Humbats. They can burst you down in just a few abilities. Not anymore. He becomes Sun Touched. His cooldown or active cooldowns get reduced by 2 seconds flat. and then it marks the enemy. So then you no longer have to mark your enemies with the 2 by itself. Now, if they hit you with a crit or with more than 20% of your current health in a single blow ability or basic attack, it marks them automatically. Yo, so you can hold your crow, your mark of the crow, for a secure or something, or to interact it with your 3, no longer to get the stun. Oh shoot, you can already apply the stun with the passive itself. Oh my gosh. This is exciting. Now you can have two marked enemies at once. Oh my goodness. Yo, Hou Yi players are going to be eating great this next patch. This is incredible just on the passive itself. The application of the crow. Oh, I'll let him cook. I'll let him talk. I'm yapping too much over here.
Untouched.
Yeah, Suntouch. So before it was when you're critically hit, become Suntouched, reduce your cooldowns, and get you're basically immune to crits.
Yes.
That's still there. We felt like we talked about changing it, but we were like, that actually does feel like it can be an interesting counterplay, especially because there's a lot of crit heavy characters. But we want to make it so that it's more useful in those situations and also more useful early.
Yeah.
So it has an additional component, which is or if you take 20% more of your health in one single blow.
Yes.
So if you get hit by a pretty hard hitting ability, you'll actually also become Suntouched in that case. And you can't become Suntouched again until your Suntouch wears off.
Cool.
Additionally, a mark of the Golden Crow will fly at the person who ever triggered this. So if someone...
How long does the Suntouched passive last, though? It's not saying how long Suntouched lasts. I'd like to see that. I think they'll mention it. They have to.
Crit you, or if someone hits you for 20% of the health, a mark of the Golden Crow will automatically fly out to them, which means that you can potentially then, with your 2, potentially even on someone else, you can stun them with your 1.
That's awesome.
Oh,
sweet.
I was right. I was right.
The classic Smite ability, Ricochet.
Hell
Let's talk about Ricochet, Pawn.
Yeah, so Ricochet, it's going to be the ability you don't love. You're going to hit it off the wall. It's going to bounce. It has all the same rules and everything. Yes. The only thing it has is the additional component of intelligence scaling and a nice little line of text that says Ricochet bounces an additional time if you have 400 or more intelligence.
4 bounces? Oh my goodness. The amount of damage you can deal with freaking 4, and then it's 10 seconds at level 1, and it goes down to 8 at max rank. Yo, brother, we live. Good morning. Hou Yi's already exciting. They just went over the passive and barely the first ability. I'm looking forward to this. Ricochet can now bounce a 4th time because of the intelligence.
So if you want to get extra trick shot capability, including ramping up the Ricochet bonus damage, if you get more and more intelligence, if you get up to 400 intelligence, you will get that extra shot. The important thing to note is that his intelligence scaling is actually less than his strength scaling. So if you go a high int build, you're not really dealing more damage. There's things out his 2 that actually kind of push him even more potentially bruisery. But we thought that if you get high enough, that 4th shot could absolutely make it so that if you land that 4th shot on someone, you can obliterate someone. So if you want to play super bursty Hou Yi, you're going to have to hit the 4th bounce.
Yeah, I know, Pawn, you were talking about it's probably going to be one of the hardest hitting abilities in the game if you're able to hit that 4th bounce.
Yes.
Because
pro ADCs or pro players, damn, they're going to be hitting the meanest, the coolest 4 ricochets on Hou Yi.
There is travel time involved with it as well.
Yeah, there's
right?
travel time.
You gotta line it up.
Yeah, actually getting if you actually buy intelligence, you'll be able to see the targeter as well.
And as I go and buy some intelligence here, I will show it off.
You can also see our beautiful icon artwork has come in. Some of it is still my temp text. So that
this is not the optimal build, but I do have more than 400 intelligence. But Pawn, should I go ahead and fire the 3 to help me get back to lane a little bit quicker?
Yeah, use your 3 to get back to lane.
Oh, what?
So yeah, you're moving a little.
It's no longer just a stand, or you're not even standing.
Nope.
Just hover in place ability. You can actually move with it. Oh my goodness. Finally. Yes. It always felt awkward when you do a 3 as Hou Yi and you're just flying up there. You're just hovering like, oh damn, I wish I could move. Now you can. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was actually something that Hou Yi had in OG Smite 1. I actually don't remember if it went live or if it was just in his pre-release.
I never saw it.
But he was actually able to move during the 3 before. Yep, you get that extra bounce there.
Yeah, damn.
Finding the right angle to actually get it is pretty tricky, but that's the challenge of it.
Oh my gosh, that's nasty.
That hurt quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, almost 600.
So we are using the Bari tech that we've used on a few places now, where that kind of like conditional movement that changes over time. You basically get a nice little burst of speed as you first get up into the air, and then you have a little bit of control. This just lets you more effectively chase, more effectively position, just adjust if you need to. It also just makes the ability not feel so statically stuck. Like every time I went back to play Smite 1 after this to like make sure I was getting parity with Hou Yi stuff, I was like, oh man, I'm like actually just completely stuck when I cast this ability. So it just feels nicer.
It does.
And then I did skip over the 2, but it's got some of the same interactions from Smite 1. So if you've got your Mark of the Golden Crow up, you will still stun from the 1.
So you actually have right now the...
They don't really look like they're marked. Usually they're supposed to be a little mark above their head, so you know they're marked. It also reveals them on the map too, if they're invisible. The Loki
other
detection
component, because you can see we still have the temp
icon.
Yeah,
let's look at it.
So let's look at Mark. So Mark has 2 states.
Yes.
If your strength is higher than your int, marked enemies take the bonus physical damage. So this is the passive that you are used to on Mark of the Golden Crow. Why int is higher than strength, marked additional effects are amplified. So it's not in here. I actually fixed the tooltip today. The stun goes from 0.2 to 0.6 seconds longer. The knockback gets up to, can't remember if it's 45 or 65% stronger. And your slow gets up to 5 seconds longer in duration on the ultimate. So you can bring harder CC effects if you go higher intelligence. That's kind of what I was alluding to, of like kind of a bruisery build. And because also, like, as you lose health, you can mark other people. You can potentially spread that out to multiple targets. So,
oh my gosh, yo, can you play? Would it be possible to play Hou Yi support or Hou Yi solo with some defense intelligence items? Is that a thing? Am I bugging here? Am I tripping, chat? Interesting.
Is it basically, do you want to bring this extra utility to your team, or do you want to actually bring more just direct damage to your team with?
Interesting. You can decide to go DPS oriented or more team utility play style. Damn, that's awesome. I think I would prefer to go more intelligence, be more useful, because all you have to do is land the stuns, and then the 3 and the ult that can be applied pretty easily because I'm mechanically challenged. So if I dive into the physical or strength side, try to go for pure DPS, and I miss the majority of my basics, it's just a waste, right? So for me, it'd behoove me to go more intelligence, so I could be more useful on solo fights and then on team fights as well. Damn, all right, let's go.
The strength side of things.
Sweet. All right, I think we've talked about pretty much all the abilities except for the ultimate. I'm going to fire it off to the side first, and we can talk about what's immediately visible. What's going on with the ultimate here, Pawn?
Yeah, so you can see there's like a sun in the ground. That's the first sun that he shoots down, and that's actually a blocker. It will knock people away when it lands. It blocks the area.
What?
And most importantly, you can ricochet off of it.
Yeah.
So this is a way for him to actually have access immediately to something that lets him ricochet. If he's in the middle of an area that doesn't have a great ricochet target, if he feels like he can actually place this on top of someone and knock them back and then try and get the double tap on them.
Oh my gosh. They did it. Oh, and then here's the timer too for the ult. For all the 9 suns to come down. That's amazing. Finally. Finally. There's an interaction with his ult and his one. And well, just the rest of his kit too. Because for the most part, you kind of use it to zone off and block off. Because of the slow application due to it, the sun's coming down. And then some secures, of course. Now you can play a bit more strategically and aggressively. Ooh. Now the enemies have to be more conscientious about their positioning. Oh my gosh. This is gonna force people to improve their positioning, their decision making. This is great. Yo, if you're not paying attention, you get got real quick. Hou Yi will eat you up alive. He will devour you. Damn, that's nice. So you want to be behind the blocker or just away from it, because he can hit you from anywhere here. Essentially, all these paths for the ricochet to come back and get you. Oh my gosh. It's almost like a guaranteed secure stun, crow application, or a knockaway. It's no longer a knockup, it's a knockaway. Damn, that's awesome. That's a powerful ult. Powerful ult synergy within his kit. I love that.
Something that they are able to do now. Just a lot of extra utility for what kind of felt like a just giant teamfight ults that didn't actually have much synergy with the rest of his kit.
Yeah.
He now has pretty direct synergy with the reason that you pick Hou Yi, which is for the trick shots.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at that. We're on the same wavelength, Pawn. We're thinking, great minds think alike, as they say.
And this does block collision, so you can block off paths here.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
And then you can refire it to bring it down. I think the effects might be temp still on it ending early. So you refire the device. Yeah, it went away.
Went away. Cool.
Oh,
So that
okay.
doesn't stop the ult, it just gets rid of the sun.
Awesome. Sweet.
So you can control the duration of the sun, the blocking sun, the first one. That's incredible. Woo! And then if you go with this guy, 30% reduction on your ult. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I think he's going to be already top ban. Top pick, top ban. For sure.
Hou Yi looking super sick.
Yep.
Lots of different build paths that you can go with
Yeah.
now. Fawn, I know you played around with the bruiser builds. Of course, your traditional strength builds, your crit.
I like how the arrows in his quiver move. Before they would just stay still there. Now there's some dynamic action going on between them. Makes the immersion feel a lot better. W on that. I like that.
Builds are going to work really well with Hou
Yeah.
Yi as well, but the full int build is something that's super exciting to me for potential.
I am ready to see how high people can get that fourth bounce, especially if you can somehow land all 4 shots on someone.
Yeah.
The places where you can actually like do that reliably.
I know,
are
right?
Really limited.
I have a feeling there's
Yes,
going
like
to be
somewhere
people that
there.
immediately just go into a conquest and just walk around the map and figure out the bounce spots.
Yeah, that's also just another part of Hou Yi that's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah.
Is, like people had specific spots they learned and adjusted and figured
There it
out in terms of like where you could bounce things optimally. Like also if you're trying to clear a jungle camp, like you kind of knew where you fired. And in a new game, those are just completely different.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, a couple chat questions popped up. While you're threeing, can you move in any direction, or is it just
It's
forward?
omni movement, so you can move in any direction. You can go backwards, forwards, left, right, any direction. So and you're not forced to. If you just don't move, you don't.
Yeah, you just stay in the same spot if you don't
Yep.
move.
And Phantom Shell would allow you to go through the ult blocker on the 4.
It should just be a standard deployable walker. I don't know if I actually explicitly test that, but like I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
And people are asking to see the tooltips for the 3 and the 4.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, it's like a wall.
Yep. And so again, like I mentioned, the in scaling is there, but it's not like meant to make it so that these abilities hit super hard. The utilities in other places besides that. So you have the in scaling on dive bomb.
That's awesome.
And the ult
slow
20%. Clean up on this one as well.
Those marked as 40.
So you can just see all the half a second. And all the scaling stuff.
Nice. Well, I believe...
So somebody says, can Ganesha...
Yo, what's up, Slayer? Welcome. How you doing, my guy? It's going pretty well. Taking a couple of days off from streaming BBS. Due to that wild ride we had on the summonings for anniversary. Just catching up on some news for some Smite 2 here. Same as well. Nice. I'm glad you're doing well too. Don't forget to hydrate up. I got me some more liquid IV. Grapefruit. Quite tasty.
Because it's an ultimate. Yes, it's non-ultimate.
Yes, non-ultimate is the clause for Ganesh.
Yeah. He can still dash through it, but he can't destroy it.
Correct.
Sweet. I think that's everything for base Hou Yi, but Hou Yi also, you mentioned earlier on in the week, has an aspect, correct, Fawn?
He does have an aspect.
All right, sweet. Let me
already
switch to that, and we...
That's like 2 back-to-back gods they release with an aspect off rip. That's interesting. They were cooking with this one. That's probably why they haven't released anymore.
Initially, Kilgun pitched an idea, and we ran with it. There's a lot of other things going on with it.
Okay.
So blame me if it's not fun or if it's too good.
The core idea here is, what if his basic attack could ricochet? So now, if you want to do trick shots all the time...
Oh my god! Yo, that's freaking hilarious! Trick shot Yi in the building! Basic attack trick shot. That's fantastic, dude. That's freaking hilarious. I love that a lot. It's so much fun. That's crazy. So there's gonna be a reduction on the rest of this stuff, though. It's a give and take, you know. This is so much fun already. Oh, that's hilarious. Just seeing basic attacks ricocheting, it's funny to me.
You can ricochet all over the place with your basic attacks.
Oh my god!
All right, let me hover over the aspect.
I just thought it sounded fun.
Yo, I'm with you, Kilgoon. So with this, you want to go freaking Gatling gun build. Just go pure attack speed. So pew 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 pew. You having basic attacks ricocheting everywhere. They nerfed something the entire BBS was waiting for. Oh shoot. Have you used the new Ichigo on your guild quest? He's insane. I did so much better with my 1 of 5 Ichigo than with my 2 of 5 Goat Byakuya for Human Killer Week. That's wild. I almost beat it completely. Maybe I did. I don't recall. I definitely got a faster clear, and he just 1 of 5. 1 of 5. He's so crazy. It's wild. That Ichigo is super goated. I bet the Rukia is gonna be just as great too. Oh, you know, Slayer, my brother got Rukia from a BBS ticket. Congratulations to him. He got her later on in the day after he got back from work. He was trying out some BBS tickets. And then he got her. I said, oh my gosh, that's what I was trying to do my entire stream. 7,000 BBS tickets and not a Ichigo or a Rukia.
Nope.
And he got her after like 1,000. It was wild. Oh, is that the they removed the 2 from the photo print ticket? Have they given that one out yet? I haven't seen it. Because, or was it the one that I used on stream and I got the freaking Sajin? The green hollow killer Sajin. Big slap in the face. Was it that ticket? You got 2 of 5 Rukia and 1 of 5 Ichigo in 13 steps. Congratulations, my guy. I went 15 and at barely step 11. You saw it. It took me forever to get the Ichigo. And that's after me reluctantly going in another 5 steps. Because I tried using the BBS tickets to obtain them that way. Luck wasn't just on my side with the BBS tickets, though. I will say they treated me way better than the main banner did. The main banner just... That thing was tough. That thing was tough. Reminds me of the time when 5th anniversary came. I was trying to get the Byakuya. I think I went like 20 steps. And I barely got 1 copy. It took me forever. I kept getting everybody except for him. It was wild. All right, aspect of preservation. All right, I see. You didn't summon any tickets? Oh, you can't save those? I saved those for years. I think I'm going to continue summoning with those tickets for round 2. We'll see. I still have 1,000 4-star tickets. And then I have almost maxed out the silver tickets. The premium ones. Yeah, I have them maxed out almost. So there's almost 10,000 of those I got to use as well. Plus the 4 stars. And then I have a lot of 5 stars and 6-star tickets to go through as well. So we'll see how round 2 goes. And if I decide to use those tickets as well. Go on another summoning bonanza spree. Okay, mitigate wounds no longer heals based on damage taken or provides attack speed. Instead, you gain a stack when you or nearby ally gods take damage from basic attacks and when the ability ends. Stacks are expended to heal nearby allied gods. Support Hou Yi. I was asking that earlier. Kilgoon, great minds think alike. You and I are on the same wavelength as well. Damn. Hou Yi support. Let's freaking go, baby. Hell yeah, brother.
Out here cooking.
I play a Hou Yi because I want to do ricochets.
It's
Okay,
Hercules
it
right
is
now.
her actual tip.
I did fix that also this morning, so that should be
All right. Well, Pawn, off the top of your head, sorry to put you on the spot, but
Oh, that's Hercules' aspect. Never mind. Never mind.
I remember all the details.
Cool, awesome. Let's go through it.
Okay, so the trade-off that you're getting is your 1. The main one is your 1 no longer ricochets. So ricochet no longer ricochets, but your 1.
It looks like that
your basic
targeter is
attack
broken
ricochets.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's because you fire the 1 and then it goes back to your basic attack.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, this is my 1 targeter,
And this
then I
is
fire
still
it.
also a
Yeah.
10 targeter.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
Right, so there's some stuff still
Okay.
going on there. But your 1 doesn't ricochet anymore. Your basic attacks are the thing that actually ricochets. If you
Dang, that's crazy.
won someone, and I don't know if it's going to work in this build because again, I fixed a few things this morning.
Mm-hmm.
When you won someone, you mark them. So it doesn't look like that's in yet. That should be in for
Mark?
the
Flash test.
So now 3?
If they are already marked, and this should work, it will fire it will split the mark. So basically your 1 becomes this like markiplier.
I see.
Oh, shoot.
And
The mark FX is one of those things that's still a little work in progress here. You know, like
Yeah.
you said, some of the effects are still getting updated. Hard to see on Ymir when you got the blue mark.
yes.
Oh, shit.
And the other bit that's kind of cool is so if you get 2 Ymirs next to each other,
Yeah, let's see here.
Damn, okay, what the hell? That's wild.
I did say
Can they
I did say
bounce off of each other?
Markiplier, but it definitely does sound like Markiplier.
All right, cool.
So if you just two
Markiplier,
him
yeah.
and then basic attack. It's broken right now, but you can see the projectile flying over there.
Yeah.
It will automatically ricochet that basic attack to the nearest
You
target.
can!
Okay, nice.
So,
Oh my
again,
gosh.
This should all be fixed when you guys actually get to playtest it today. These were things that I
That's
found this morning.
wild.
Some of my changes ended up exploding.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking funny. That's gonna be so much fun. I think this might be more fun than base Hou Yi. Non-aspect Hou Yi more fun than non-aspect Hou Yi. With your basic, you just apply a crow in duo lane. It's gonna be a lot easier to bully them. And just land your your DPS, you know, passively as you're the laning phase and farming. Man, that's gonna be crazy. And then if you get Golden Blade, does the area increase? Potentially. I see that working out there. Damn. A lot of fun. Just fun. It looks fun as hell to me. Yeah, you're saying the photo print only has a 2nd through 7th anniversary characters. The worst photo print ticket thus far. Oh damn. No 8th or 9th. And 10th now. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, all those characters are pretty old. You could probably just get a dupe and maybe get a good 3-star SP or attack, whatever you want. Transcendence slot. Damn. That does kind of sound kind of awful. I wonder why they did it. Have they revealed why they removed the 3 newest banners? Maybe because they're all in premium pool anyways. Because I got a bunch of anniversary characters from my BBS tickets, just not 10th. So getting them now, it's not that much of a tough order, you know. It's only a matter of time. Excuse me.
Things, but the idea is you want to try and basic attack ricochet targets. Your 1 becomes this ability to apply Mark of the Golden Crow. You can spread Mark of the Golden Crow even more, and you just want to
It's like the gift that keeps on giving. Dang.
basic attack these marked targets to basically cleave off to people and get like just tons of like auto attack damage. Like on a super high attack speed build, this is really fun.
I can imagine this with like Odysseus.
Pawn, look at that. Pawn, we're on the same wavelength. I'm watching this for the first time and we're already thinking the same. I'm saying things before they are even stated. Most people weren't summoning. Oh, really? They weren't summoning for it? Is it because they're premium units? Just because they're premium units? That's kind of whack. That sucks. I summoned, man. I was hyped for him. I wanted that Rukia. I haven't gotten her yet. I will, though. I will soon. We'll see. We'll see how round 2 goes, and if I use the 4-star tickets, I might get her there. Oh my gosh. I don't regret summoning, though. It was still fun. It was a fun ride.
Bow. Oh my goodness, you're going crazy. No, do the ricocheted basic attacks still apply on hit effects?
Odibo?
They do.
Cool.
They also inherit the bounce rules for the 1 which does bonus damage to gods. So if you just basic attack that Ymir normally,
oh my god,
it'd be like 112.
Yeah.
If you ricochet that Ymir, so just
make sure line it up.
156.
Yeah.
So if you can get a good amount of bounces, you can also amplify your basic attack damage. So ricochet basics are stronger than normal basics.
Oh my god.
But again,
that's gonna be way more OP. You have to be mechanically not challenged though.
Nope.
Not like me, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for me. I'm pretty mechanically challenged at times. That's a lot of fun though. Is this the new best aspect of the devil? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I'm already excited. I'm looking forward to when Hou Yi drops. They knew they could get one free, so now they removed them from the ticket. So, oh, okay, I see. So people weren't summoning on purpose, so they could use that artwork ticket. They were trying to game the system, so to speak. And then K-Lab caught on to them. They're like, nah. We ain't gonna let that slide. And boom. Although, why did they remove 8th and 9th though? If they wanted to encourage people to summon on 10th anniversary, they could have at least kept 8th and 9th, you know? Is that too much to ask? I don't know. I'm not bugging about it, so I got my Ichigo. I'm chilling. I'll get Rukia eventually too. And then there's still special move sources too we can use to make him even more powerful. So I'm not bugging. I'm not tripping like the people that are complaining about the artwork ticket. I'm chilling. So 8th and 9th isn't their artwork. It's a photo print. So BBS original designs. So Kenpachi and Grammy. And then who was 8th? Ichigo. And who do you? Damn, I don't even remember. It's wild. I'm just moving forward. Not really thinking about the past. Oh, Ichigo and White. Okay. Oh, they removed White? Damn. So that artwork ticket is for original designs or not? Because yeah, I think so. So 8th and 9th are from the manga itself. Or from Kubo. Let's say. We'll say Kubo. Kubo designs himself. And then the 10th anniversary, those are brand new original designs. And then 5th, 6th, 7th. Okay, I get you. Yeah. I'm understanding now. I see why they removed 8th and 9th. That does make sense. There's a logic there. Part 1 through 3 was seasonal original from BBS, and part 4 is anniversary designs. Ah, all right. I see. Interesting. So people are just mad that K-Lab caught on to their to their tactic and pulled the rug right from under their feet.
You are losing out on the stun. You are losing on the ricochet damage from the 1. So it's definitely a trade-off in that respect.
Yes.
And also, there was one other change, which
Still a lot
is
more
the
fun,
mark. On the int side, it made it so the stun was longer. So in this aspect, what it does instead is if your int's higher than your strength and you've marked someone and won them, it'll spread 2 throws out instead of 1.
Sweet. And then I can
the gift that keeps on giving.
My basic attack should ricochet off the sun.
Oh my gosh.
So same rules there, but the 1 does no longer ricochet.
Correct. So a lot of interesting things there. If you want to try and just constantly trick shot,
super attack speed trick shot build. I can't wait for the montages. Like,
in Joust in particular, and in the jungle areas of Conquest.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be going
really
wild.
Fun minigame to just try and constantly optimize the
wild like Hulkamania, brother.
The basic attacks. How many times do they bounce? The same rules as Ricochet.
It's the same rules as Ricochet.
Awesome.
Yeah. You can get 4.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, just off basic attack.
That's really interesting stuff. And hopefully people enjoy.
That's wild.
Again, the effects coming in are going to be. We're still making sure all of them are there. There's a few bugs you're seeing right now. Like for example, you can see the basic attack is spawning in the center. Fixed that this morning too. So we're knocking it all out. But yeah, you have to see a little bit of a
yes. So yeah, that is
Ricochet
in
coming
Smite
at you.
2 base kit and aspect. Should be really exciting. I'm going to bring us back to cans. I'll show up the Ascension pass really quick. But
fantastic. Great job on Hou Yi, Caleb. Not Caleb. High res. I'm out here conflating and mixing up 2 different games. Funny how Can't Fear Your Own World and Safwi wasn't in the photo print stuff since it's technically BBS designs. That's real. Yeah. Because none of them have been released in anime style. There are was there a manga? No, because those aren't Kubo works. None of those 2 stories. They're from somebody else. Yeah, you're right. Although by now those characters are pretty old. People, I'm sure people would still complain. Why are these old ass characters in here? You know, they always find something to complain about. Hydrate up, hydrate up.
I did want to call out, you did mention a couple known issues. I believe there's an issue with the 3 that players will probably encounter in this flash test as well.
The problem, so the version that you guys will play on the flash test should be pretty good overall. It's likely though we won't get another build, and we found an issue this morning where the 3, while you're in like that dash like hovering state, you are hittable by things. INI files sometimes just don't like to save, and so we found that this morning. It just means that he doesn't have the right collision profile, so unfortunate there. You can still, like, while you're actually, like, once you select a ground location and you start moving, you will be properly immune to things as you travel, but you are supposed to be immune in the air with that. And another +1 for him, which I didn't mention, was we did drastically reduce the time in which you don't have immunity to damage. Like, you're supposed to be come unhittable once you've reached the apex height. We drastically lowered how quick that kicks on, so the amount of times you should get ripped out of the air should be a lot less for Hou Yi.
Cool.
But again, that won't be in for this flash test.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's look at.
Someone mentioned just one question. I also
no, go for it.
On the aspect, the base guy does not get the extra ricochet from the 400 in. That's just a ricochet specific thing.
Oh, damn.
Also,
okay.
calling them all ricocheting. We actually debated for a little bit. Like, is it okay to keep the AO1 named ricochet if the aspect makes it not ricochet? We decided yes for now, but yeah.
Cool.
For continuity's sake.
Ascension Pass for Hou Yi up first. We've got.
Because if the name changes on the one, you're like, what the hell is this? This is Ricochet. I know it as Ricochet. Why are they changing the name? I'm pretty sure people would complain about that too. Those are from novels, but BBS team made the artwork. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was wondering, were they ever serialized in a manga? The answer is no. It's just on novels. BBS made them themselves. Oh shit, okay. Damn. Are they going to be added to the premium pool sometime eventually? Maybe they are already, because they have gotten resurrected, right? So once a character gets resurrected, they are added into the premium pool.
The shadow skin looking really clean.
Zombie
I love
Yi.
the bow on this one.
Damn, I wish they kept the large feathers on his shoulder. These little 5 feathers, I was like, really a letdown for me, in my opinion. And then the feathers on his bow, they shortened them. Damn. That's a little saddening for me. Oh my gosh, excuse me. They won't. They're classified as camp for your own world and SAFWI units, so never premium. Same as seasonals and 1,000-Year Blood War, though. Oh. Yeah, seasonals, I'm never expecting them to be on BBS tickets. Although, weren't they adding the old 1,000-Year Blood War units into BBS tickets? Because they got resurrected, and then now you can buy them on the character packs. Or am I just misunderstanding the whole thing? Because if 1,000-Year Blood War characters don't get added, like, hey, okay, they're super rare, they're special characters, they'll never get added on the premium pool. I get it, I accept it. If they're resurrected, though, and then you can purchase them as character packs, does that still mean they won't get added to the premium pool? Or does that mean they do get added now? Just a question. Just a question. You can get 1,000-Year Blood War and seasonals from Brave bonus tickets. But that's in the achievement system tickets. Damn, they're adding so many new freaking tickets. Damn, okay. Well, if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. I'm not really too worried about them. I want to get who I want to get. And if I don't, well, I'll be patient. Get them next time. Like I said, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time with BBS before I obtain the character I want. Burn the Witch, Camp for Your Own World, and Safwi will never be available except as resurrected character packs and banners. Yes, I have seen that. I have noticed that. They only bring those whenever they re-release like a banner for one of those three themes or works. Limited edition characters are only going to be in a limited edition pool within that same world, which makes sense to me. You don't want to make them less valuable by combining them with the rest of the roster or the pool of characters. Rerun banners or selection banners. Yes. Yeah, I'm with you there. I was comprehending.
Kind of deep purples and the auras.
Zombie Yi.
First tracker, total ricochets, of course.
Hello.
The amount of ricochet shots Hou Yi has hit on targets. So super cool. You've got your mastery emote, your clap, objectives destroyed.
I can get his ascension pass.
The next unique tracker though is marked kills. Total God kills Hou Yi is made on marked targets. So you're getting the mark of the golden crow either from your passive now or from your two and killing gods. You're gonna
or
up
the aspect
tracker.
You just
or the aspect. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. Next up we have got the classic Onyx, black and gold, looking clean. Opal up next. I love those.
Damn. The feathers are looking pretty cool. Interesting teal color they have here. And I'm liking the deep purples here. On his scarf and his sash. His armband.
The opal skins. I love the feathers on the opal skin. That teal matches the purple so well.
And complement. I would say compliment is the more appropriate word there, Isaiah. I know all this because I did research because I wanted more dupes for Tokonata. Oh, I see. I get you. A lot of people love Tokonata. I never got him. And then when I did, he was already like outdated. He's a cool character though. Really interesting.
His global emote. This guy don't miss.
Oh. Hey, let's go.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a good global emote.
Is that actually
50-11 arrows?
Oh my, if it is 9, shout outs to the art team for the attention to detail.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 9. Way to go, art team. Hell yeah. Look, they're paying attention to the lore, the kit, the character, its design. Fantastic. Hell yeah. Again, another great direction that this game is headed towards. At least in my opinion. Like, they're paying attention to this small little detail. It may seem insignificant to the majority of people. To me, I like it. The devil's in the details. That's where I'll be.
We've got the wave emote.
Hello.
Title is Earth's Defender.
That's a cool title.
Hey.
You've got your God kills, your mastery badge, and Radiant Hou Yi at the end of the track.
Ooh, wise man, Hou Yi. Yo, he looks sick. He looks like he's ready to train the next generation.
Nice. Very clean. Looking clean. I love the on this. And of course,
I feel like with the these always kind of look a little bit angelic, but I feel like since he has so many like feathers on him, like really leans.
He
into
definitely
that.
does give off the angel vibes for sure.
Yep.
The white hair is looking clean. I checked earlier. Card
Some
effects
wisdom.
aren't done yet. Last thing to come in on the Ascension passes.
Almost always.
But they will be done in time for the update to release.
Hey.
So that is everything for Hou Yi today. Kilgoon, I know you have.
I have two more because I saw the questions pop up. One was, does the ricochet basic attacks gain bonus damage on objectives? They do not. So while you're fighting an objective, you don't have to try and trick shot the objective. The second is, no one mentioned this, but I feel like I should bring it up because it's kind of a weird rule. Towers.
Yeah.
Every bounce resets the range. So that means that you could bounce and hit towers way out of range. It also means that as you hit a tower, like, so when you hit a tower directly, like, the projectile dies on first target hit. So it just stops on the towers. But if you bounce, it basically says, hey, it's bounced. When it hits the tower, it goes, No, I've already bounced once. I'm not going to hit the tower. Instead, I'm going to use the tower as another bounce target. So when you're attacking towers, it'll work just like a normal basic attack. But when you're trying to do trick shots of trying to get someone who's like hiding behind a tower, or you want to use the tower as like a extra bounce, you can totally do that. So,
Cool.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
No one is safe. You're not safe hiding behind the tower with Hou Yi on the field.
Nope.
Nah, man, forget it. He's legit fun now because of Resurrection. Top 5 best Resurrection units. Damn, nice. Do you have him 5 of 5 with 3-star attack? Perfected out completely. Purple? I'm sure you do. A buddy of mine, he used Tokenata for all his story quest, all just his passive farming, auto runs. He's like, yo, he's so goated. He's so OP. He enjoys playing Tokenata.
Home screen. I actually don't know if we can show this one off. I didn't check before.
Let's see.
So I might disappoint you all with the first one.
No worries. So
More
home
skins?
screen. I'm here.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, we can't because we only have the
new one?
sequencer. So for all home screen models except for this first one, you'll be able to rotate the home screen models now.
yes.
Which is something people had asked for, being able to spin around and see the backside of them. It doesn't work for like these multi-character ones, but the individual characters you'll be able to rotate and see the back of.
Finally.
So a relatively small one, but good one. Next
Finally.
thing, maybe hide us for a second.
Yeah.
And
I was always asking for that. Round of applause for the team. Finally, they addressed that issue. Like, why could you not rotate the characters here? You had to go to gods and then select the god, and then you can rotate them there, or then go to the mastery portion and rotate them there. Why couldn't I just rotate them here on the main page, like in Smite 1? You know, I thought that was kind of goofy that they didn't implement that early on. I'm glad they did though. Shout outs to them. Let me see. The top one res is 1,000-Year Blood War. Although Ichigo or Can't Fear Your Own World Kenny. That's the red one, right? I still don't have him.
Nope.
I don't have that guy. Top 3, 1,000-Year Blood War Rukia. Yep. Mommy Rukia and Daddy Ichigo. Or Can't Fear Your Own World Shunsui. That's also the red one, right? I do have that one. Whoops, wrong button. You're saying Ken Pot cheat. Green Kenny. Green Kenny. The potion Kenny. That one. He's the best unit now? No way. Potion Kenny was a nightmare to play as when you were farming characters or materials. You're saying he's top now? Let's see. Top 3 top 1 res. Can't Fear More Kenny. Top 3 Can't Fear More Susui. With long reach, so he has flurry +2 now with the high bruiser and long reach. Damn. I don't play that guy at all.
Nope.
Nah. I was like, no, this guy. That Kenpachi is one that I didn't really like playing with him. I was like, God damn, this is a nightmare. Things are taking forever.
open up the settings screen.
Yes. Dun-dun.
What?
We have an all-new settings screen.
Ah, nice.
Hey!
Our settings screen was so hard to find anything in. Now it's been completely reorganized to have clearer sections with clear sub-tabs to those sections. So it should be really easy to find the things that you are looking for.
Okay. More clarity is always welcome. I like that. Big ups. Give him another round of applause. Because they were right. It was... You had just had to scroll to try and look for something. And then when you were scrolling, you pass it. You're like, oh, damn. Okay, let me double back again and look for the thing I'm trying to find. I'm glad that they cleaned it up, made things a lot more clear, and they added sub categories here. This is for display. Only the display settings are there. That's all that's needed there. Performance, only performance stuff is here. Advanced video, only advanced. It's not all jumbled up together. I like this. This is a huge win.
And there's drop downs that should be easier to navigate. Also under controls, I don't know if this is done yet, or maybe it's under keybinds. Keybinds, probably.
Keybinds,
sorry. It's gonna be. I think you want the gods.
Yeah, is that not in yet?
That's in gameplay.
Gameplay. Okay, sorry.
Okay, cool.
And
combat and abilities.
God cast.
Here we go.
So you can now set God cast mode from the home screen for any god.
You don't have to go into practice with every individual god to do it.
Yes.
Nice.
Finally. Yes. Yes. You can change your casting without being in jungle practice like he said. Oh my god. Now, this is going to be great. Now I can change instant casting to whoever I want. Because some of these abilities I tend to miss due to timing or just because of the casting. If it was an instant casting though, I think I land them. I have a higher percentage of landing them. And having to go to jungle practice to change them one by one, I was like, nah, man. I'll just stick it out. I'll continue being bad because I'm sure they'll fix this one day, and that day has arrived. Yes, and you can do it in game too. You can do it in game. You don't have to do it before a game or after. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now you can test around during a real game. Like, all right, let me try out instant casting, see how this works. Or let me just use normal casting. Oh, hell yeah. Yes. You can choose a god. Bam. Hell yeah. I love this. I love this a lot.
And we're going to further clean this up to look better. But we wanted to make sure that we got this in for everybody. So
yes,
that should good. Be... this whole thing should just be a lot easier to find the things that you're looking for and make changes that you want to make without spending a lot of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Making it look pretty can come later. At least this is here. This is a giant, giant step. I like this a lot. They can touch it up and make it look better later on. This is here, though, now. This is the best part. Hell yeah. I think they might add a customization ability for it. I don't see why not. He is Guild Quest NAD material now. Oh. Next BBS stream, resurrected Kenny and do one farm run with him. I'll have to resurrect him. I haven't resurrected him yet. I'm still leveling up my the new characters I got from my BBS tickets. I'm not power leveling them.
Nope.
I don't want to. I'm just gonna level them up doing the Rukia's training ground. I'll just grind them out that way. That way I can get more XP crystals as well. So I only max level characters I really like that. So I'm selective with who gets the max level treatment, the special treatment. Not all of them get them. Lazy bum. Oh my gosh, I'm lazy. Nah, I don't think so. I'm treating them differently. Not all characters are created equally. I don't treat them all the same.
I think that's it for the settings screen. Sorry, I was thinking if there's anything else in the settings screen.
No worries, yeah.
I don't think there's any new settings. I think it's just
organization.
Organization.
Yep.
And shout out to Paul and Charlie for making that happen.
Yep, shout out to them. Thank you, brothers. Clarity and organization
what
goes a long way.
Go into oh, you're in a custom lobby still. Leave your custom lobby.
I need to leave, and I am going to bring us back to cams and tell me where to go because I am in dev.
You're in dev.
Yes.
He's in dev mode. There's some secrets they want to keep secret.
I guess you could start a quick play joust.
Yeah.
So we have.
Oh, it's here.
Quick play joust coming in this update.
Oh, hello.
That's something that we had wanted to bring in for the last update, but it took a little bit more work to get it polished up. We don't necessarily need to play a whole game of quick play joust, but can you go while you're in match lobby? Pull up the camera.
Yes. Let me make sure that
quick play joust, baby. The next step for new players.
Yes. Sorry.
I will choose a sub tab.
All right, let's go.
And
that's why Cone Bonanza's quest exists.
A sub tab because we're in.
You can't.
High XP plus news, paper accessories equals fast leveling up.
Yeah.
I just do my dailies and then I bounce. That's it. I use all my tickets, collect the ones that are about to expire, use them, and then bounce. That's it. I don't spend all day playing BBS.
Nope.
No, just 30 minutes to an hour, or depending on if I'm doing guild quest or not, the time will, be extended. Lazy bum! Oh my gosh, though. I just log in, get my dailies, and bounce. That's it. That is it. Oh man. I'm not out here playing these games 24/7. Get some more hydration up. I just play them a couple moments and then I move on.
Look what appeared next to your screen, or next to your picture. Your teammates can now see when you have selected an aspect in the match log.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also hover over it to get a description. So, like, if you hover over the one on the left there, it'll also
and if somebody else on my team has one, I can hover it over here.
And you will not see enemy aspects until you get in game and open the tab screen.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But you can see your allies. So
nice. This is an excellent quality of life here. Helps with team planning and preparation. Assuming you're in calm. Communication will be a lot more clear. Although if you're just doing with randos, it's good to know what they have. That way you can plan around it or try to mesh with them. That's what I think, at least.
We can just go into the game here real quick. Cool. And then
you'll be playing with bot.
This is Quick Play Joust. Yep. Quick Play Joust is very similar to Quick Play Arena in that it follows a lot of the same rules.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain more about Quick Play Joust?
So it uses a lot of the same things we did in Quick Play Arena. So this is things like quicker respawn times. Mm-hmm. The game mode's generally accelerated somewhat so that you can get through the pacing of the game.
Yep.
It uses the draft buy, so it prompts you, hey,
here it is.
Those you want to try and go for, and it'll give you items throughout the game that you go through.
Yo, I haven't been in the new Joust map in a while. This new map looks fantastic. Damn, it looks pretty awesome. It's insane. Look at all the brightness. It feels like you're outside.
And there's been a lot of tuning and tweaking to just adjust.
I'm cheating the grind gotcha system. If only Bankai Live is as informative like that. Oh, like this? Well, this is a much more deeper game. And these are the game developers themselves that are going over this information here for us. And Bankai Live, I think, is just mainly to showcase. It's mostly like an entertainment type of show. Not so much deep dive on information for what's to come. Because there's not really much layers to go through in BBS. It is a gacha game, mostly mobile as well. And I'm not trying to downplay it here at all. I'm just stating the facts and the reality from my point of view. Bankai Live giving the showcase to someone who can play shit. No respect for the voice actors, but skill issue. Oh, you know they don't play this game that much.
Nope.
You can see a lot of them don't even flash step. They just walk. They walk normally or they run. If Morita's the only one I've seen that can kind of use a flash step, he flash steps here or flash steps there and uses his abilities. Mostly all is just for show and entertainment and display of the new characters. I get you. I get you. No disrespect to them. They're just there, I guess, as a promotional thing to get more players in because you're like, oh my gosh, the voice of Ichigo is playing Ichigo in this game. I want to play this game too. You know, it's not the game devs themselves. Like for Smite 2.
Like with the pacing of it and like how much gold you get so that you feel like you can get a full build by the time we expect it to end.
Yeah, that's a beautiful artwork.
Very similar to what we did in the quick play arena.
Yeah, and we
it's I think it's Arthurian. It's an Arthurian map here. They changed it up. It used to be a Japanese one. Then it was a Chinese at one point. Now it's Arthurian. Woo! Look at that. Look at that beautiful dragon out there. Ooh, the chaos side. Chad chatting up the showcase. Oh, was he there? I haven't seen the Bankai Live. Was it bad? Was it just as bad as when the homie Shuhei's voice actor was there? Was it that crazy? Or when Sajin's voice actor was there? I saw the Sajin one. I never saw Shuhei's voice actor when he was there. Apparently it was wild. Cowman keeps saying that it was wild. It was crazy when he was there. Oh, they can't play shit? Oh, damn. That sucks. Yeah. They're just there mostly for show and promotional entertainment purposes. Not too much to hate on them for, though. I never expected them to be playing this game at all. I'm just glad that the actual voice actors are doing the voice lines themselves. You know, that's already a big W in my eyes. Ichigo, Rukia, Chad, and Byakuya VAs were there. Yeah, Ichigo is always there. Rukia is there here and there. And then Chad, he's been there a couple of times. The chat? Oh, was the chat roasting them? Were they getting flamed in the chat? I bet, man. The chat lit them up. I can imagine what the chat was saying there. Oh my gosh, please let me play. You guys are making this character look bad. Bring somebody else. Boo. I can already imagine. I can already see it.
It'll be we are testing this out as the default mode, I believe, for new players in this update.
Well, I think we'll probably run some experiments on like, does this end up doing better, or does Arena end up doing better?
Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, 4 bounces.
Options in the future, but
that's gonna feel so good to hit.
We think this is like a good
and land.
Arena's like great for like the fighting side of things, but to get like a feel for like what does laning feel like, what does taking a tower feel like, what does fighting over objectives feel like. Joust is a kind of less daunting version of that for new players.
Yeah, and there's also it's also
that's why I think Joust is the next step in the sequence here of progression. So first is Arena. You get a feel for how combat is and building. Get an intro to how items work, what they do, and team play. And then for here, Conquest, not Conquest, building up to Conquest. Boom, you go to Joust next. Then you start learning farming, laning, taking objectives on a smaller scale, you know? And then boom. I think the next step is Conquest. Assault would probably feel a similar role here. Because they're both one lane. No, in Assault you don't what's it called? You don't do objectives other than towers, so not much there. Here you have an objective to contest the Bull Demon King. And then some buff camps that you have to fight for as well, or farm. In Assault, you just get the stuff. and it's just a 1 lane, and you get Towers, Phoenix, and Titan. That's it. So yeah, definitely Joust is the next step. Then after that will be Conquest. I agree. Or maybe Clash, if they ever bring Clash back. But Clash is crazy. So much BS happens in Clash. It's like probably not even worth it. So then the next step would be Conquest. So I do agree with the order of progression in which things are being introduced here. Everyone wanted to see the Strong Attack 2 hype for Rukia or for Ichigo? When they were doing it.
Mode, so yeah. Less people to worry about at one time, you know, which can also help new players theoretically.
Yes, less pressure.
Other thing for this mode,
when you're learning the game and the mechanics,
I guess we could talk about
how things work.
The relic here. Or do you want to go to a different
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so previously in quick play modes, you had a separate button that was your dodge button.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed the. Oh man, you can't really see it. The money counter. Now it's like a level up meter or like a life bar.
As we previously mentioned, for this update, we're turning that into a relic, which is available in non-ranked game modes.
Yes.
So it won't be in ranked, but it will be available in other modes. So it appears in your relic area, and when you
have to minimize this. No, you can barely see it right here. There's a little progression mark, like a XP meter. It's not just money counting up. It's like, oh, you're about to reach your max total here. Ooh, boom, you're there. You can buy an item now. That's cool. That's excellent feedback there for new players and even existing players too. Pretty cool. I like that.
Leave quick play, you could still pick this as a relic that you could use. There have been some balance changes made to it.
Yes.
Do you want to talk through what exactly is in this?
Yeah, so some of the experiences we've tried in quick play were things like, hey, your projectiles move a bit faster, so you can actually try and land them. They feel a bit more like they're snappy to where you're trying to aim.
Yep.
Okay. So they brought back the attack speed relic. This used to be for attack speed and movement speed you gained for a short duration. Now it's the agility relic. Okay, repurposing this artwork. It's pretty cool. I like that. At least I think with Strong Attack 2, it might also be Strong Attack 1, but either way, he kept spamming the NAD strings. Oh, Ichigo. Oh, people wanted to see the Strong Attacks, and he was just spamming NADs. Oh, that's awful. I will say I love the one on that Ichigo. It's probably my favorite one in the entire game for all the characters out there. I just love that the mask, the full complete mask shows up. Oh, that's a beautiful touch there they added. I love that.
We did some things around like trying to lunge you a little bit towards targets. We also have the dash. And so those kind of pieces that we feel like worked well for players coming in, we've seen people generally enjoy them. We tried to bring them over to out of the quick play experience with this relic. So the first thing is that the cooldown is higher.
Yes.
Which is a balance point. The 5 seconds was really rapid. 10 is still on a low cooldown, but we think it's still within the realm of like, you can tell when it's down, try and play around it, as well as it just isn't going to be as frequent. And then
oh yeah, yo, that 5-second timer, the freaking bots were spamming it. They were abusing that cooldown. They were dodging on cooldown. It was crazy. Sometimes I would miss some abilities because I would forget that relic now, that ability existed. And I was like, oh my gosh, yo, he dodged me. My ankles got broken by a bot. Oh my gosh, it was funny. It was funny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that does exist. I keep forgetting about it because it's a brand new thing that was introduced recently. And so when I started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, finally. I should have been using this the entire time. No wonder these bots are freaking spamming it on cooldown. It's so much fun. And then you're like, oh, where's he going to go next? You just dodge him crazy at the last second. Oh my gosh, so much funny stuff came out of that. Sun Getsu whole design, legit clean. Yes, I love it. I love it a lot. I'm happy I got him. You need to go. Hey, Slayer, take care, brother. I'm glad You showed up and chatted with me. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, brother.
Also has the other components of the projectiles move faster if you're a range god, and if you're a melee god, your basic attacks will try and lunge if they're a little bit out of range. This helps you get in range, like if you slightly misjudge the range of your attack, gets you closer to the target. Yeah. This has a lot of rules to prevent abuse, so like...
That was so delayed. That was for you, Slayer. Let me play it again.
Acknowledge me.
There we go. Much better.
You can't chainsaw Kali and run at a target and just be constantly warping to the target and chasing them and getting a free fatal from this effect. It has rules to prevent that kind of abuse cases, but it does mean that you do end up going forward if you try to attack someone, and strafing and backpedaling cancels the effect if you don't want that to happen.
That's pretty cool.
It means it's also a direct trade-off between all your other relics. So if you do go this, you are foregoing a beads, you are foregoing Aegis, you are foregoing a Sundering Axe, you are foregoing any of the other effects. So it's a trade-off in that sense. And it's one that we're just going to keep a close eye on, because this gives the trade-offs that we felt like we needed to do to bring this out of quick play and see how other players, besides the people who were coming in first time playing it, giving them a route to continue into Smite as they have grown familiar with it from quick play, having some of that familiarity remain with them as they leave the mode. And then we're just going to keep a close eye on this. It is why we aren't putting it into ranked at the start, because we feel like ranked, that was like a step too far. This is a pretty core game change.
Do not add it
it's
to
not
ranked.
Like just adding another relic that was already maybe tested from Smite 1. This could have a lot of knock-ons that as more and more players play with it, we discover and we need to reevaluate some things, but we felt like this was the best way to bring it forward to give the players who are coming in a way to kind of have it.
There it is.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see how it feels in real PvP kind of game modes and how people play with and against it.
And also, if some people aren't familiar with it, the dash is weaker if you're a ranged character, stronger if you're melee. That's kind of just a hidden rule.
Okay.
So you don't get as much advantage of it if you are playing a ranged character. It's not immunity, it's not iframes. And
really
things that would stop you from casting abilities would cancel it. So if you are silenced or crippled, you also cannot cast this ability.
You have a advantage as a ranged versus melee. So the logic follows there. I follow it. I'm with it. It does make sense. It'd be more powerful for melee who don't really have the range, as opposed to having it weaker with a ranged character who has that advantage. You don't have to be right in their face to be landing basics. You had a more safer, better position to attack.
Cool. And then I will also really quickly note a Joust and Duel balance change that will be affecting all versions of Joust and Duel. That the Titan regen, while the Phoenix is alive, has been decreased from 0.8% per second to 0.2% of max health per second. So it basically, like, if the Phoenix respawned, the Titan was just regenning super quickly, and it was slowing down the game, making it harder to end. So
yeah, even if the Phoenix was up for only like 30 seconds, that'd be almost 30% of its health back.
Yes,
before,
which is much faster than it should have been going. So small change, but good. Are we? Are you still in the game?
Yes, I'm still in the game.
Okay. Do you want to share the action cam stuff? Is that good to show? Okay.
It's still
new action cam changes
in progress on action cam 2, but we can at least go over the goals of it so people can.
Hello.
Well, I quit the Joust, but I'm just entering practice with Agni really quick.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
People are also asking about Hou Yi's ricocheting basics. We can toggle on the ability for these to be aimed because they are ricocheting attacks. Those ones will be flat to the ground. They won't be aimable. His standard ones would follow the same rules. It's just a kind of a judgment call we have to make on each individual case, and the ricocheting would just not behave the way that you expect. If we allowed
executive decision was made there.
All right, I'm in practice with Agni really quick, and I'm on Action Cam 1.
So Action Cam 1 is going to be what people are...
Means there's more than one.
That's like the latest round of the Action Cam experiment that we've had before. You look up, you look down, it moves up and down. You have the reticle. This is essentially like...
off to the side, off-centered. Hopefully there's another action camera where it's actually centered. It makes things feel a lot better.
The big difference for these action cam settings is because, again, they are largely ways for us to experiment with different ways of getting players who are new to the game to be more
hydrate up
control scheme. The big difference that you're going to have on Action Cam 1 is that the settings are a bit more locked. So things like reticle will always be on. You can't really control turning it off. Ground ruler is disabled. Stuff like that has been adjusted for like these Action Cam settings.
Oh, yeah.
Use Classic, you'll be able to change settings no problem. But for these Action Cam settings 1 and 2, we are doing a more controlled lockdown approach to like what the settings are, so we can better A/B test different things we want to try with them.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch to Action Cam 2, and we can talk about the difference.
Yep. So Action Cam 2, the main difference is you will no longer. So you now have the ground circle aim, which I think will actually be. I think we're removing, but you'll have the line reticle, and you should have the reticle thing. Again, the settings aren't quite right. But the big difference in this one is when you basic attack while you're aiming up, it goes in front of you. Yeah. The more classic Smite experience. So essentially, this is the preset of settings we think need to be there to make the fact that when you aim down and look up, you aren't immediately confused about why they don't go up or down for new players coming in who might be used to this more kind of Action Cam view. It's just going to go forward. Yeah. There are still some work being done right now. So right now they kind of aim a little bit to the left of center, and there's other attacks that don't quite follow the like center line of the screen. When we add the reticle back, that'll be more important to make sure that those attacks kind of like aim a little bit to the right, so it looks like it's accurate to the reticle that's going to be on the center of your screen. But this is going to be a lot closer. And I even saw a few people asking for like, I would like an Action Cam view where I'm looking up.
I saw a Reddit thread today about it. Yep.
So that's essentially what this view is going to be. And I think what our goal for like this upcoming like few weeks is probably to try various states of new players having classic view versus Action Cam 1 versus Action Cam 2, and just seeing how people enjoy it and how people interact with it. I know in the long term, like as we figure out and lock down what we want, we also want to make sure that players who are coming in can choose based on what they're familiar with. We just wanted to get through the steps of like getting this in front of players and seeing if it made an appreciable difference. And
it looks and feels more normal to the normal action camera, or not even that. The regular camera to me, because the off-centeredness always threw me off. Like, why is the character off-centered from the line of attack? It just looked weird to me. It felt weird, felt janky. I didn't like it. I'm glad that they're adding a version 2 that looks and feels a lot more normal than to what you're used to playing. So big up to that one. I'm glad they added this. We'll see it. We'll test it out. We'll find out for ourselves if this is actually better than the first iteration. I'll be right back, you guys. I gotta stretch my legs out. And I'll return shortly. We back. That felt great. And this guy goes down as well.
And continue figuring out what we need to try and do next.
Absolutely. All right, Kilgoon, what's next on your list here?
Next thing is actually, I'm trying to think of the best way to show this. Well, you can kind of see it right now. So you see the space bar that's on your screen?
Yes.
That is a different graphical treatment for the buttons. Our buttons used to have like a black background, like PC keybind buttons had like a black background, and they were hard to understand that they were buttons. So all of the button prompts in the game for PC buttons have been updated to look more like buttons.
Yes.
A relatively small thing, but a point of confusion for a lot of players. So updated all of those.
Yeah, I can really tell once have it over the grass here. You can see the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Updated visual, I see.
And,
I see the little gray part.
Is there a way to get to an end of match lobby?
I can do a custom really quick and tower killer and run down lane really quick.
Yeah, perfect.
While we do that, we can probably just answer questions if people have them on.
Classic fastback strat.
I saw one. Someone asked, "Can you only dodge backwards with the dash?" No, you can. It's an 8-way, so it's whatever direction you're currently moving in. So if you are going left, you'll dash left. If you're going right, you'll dash right. If you're going forward, you dash forward.
Sweet. I like
the
Rama
on ultra wide. So this is it's not unintended. It is a side effect of a decision we've made, which is for those views we don't want the ultra wide monitors, and also in theory, if you also play a less than widescreen resolution, you just need to be getting more information. The classic cam allows this, but we felt with the ultra wide camera we wouldn't allow it, and that also gives us a little different controls over how the action cam is portrayed and how it centers the characters based on the screen of like where you are. It changes a lot of like the subtle behind the scenes of like how this works. So if you are on an ultra wide monitor, unfortunately there isn't a way for us to adjust that. Going forward, we could do things like we could restrict your so you could be ultra wide and then you could get black bars inside, but like there's not a way around outside of adding the ability to see more information, which has different drawbacks we didn't want to have for the action cam view in particular.
All right, I'm running down lane right now.
All right.
Was the movement speed removed from the dash? Yes. When you dash now.
Yes, that was removed.
Yeah,
so,
you no longer have the movement speed burst afterwards.
Yeah, so that was one of the things we didn't feel like was super important to bring over because also there's a few people who also reported like getting a little bit sick from the treatment of the FOV thing and also speeding up slowing down suddenly. So we feel like that wasn't important to bring over in this pass. We could reinvestigate it.
Oh man,
and
that's sad. No extra turbo booster.
Nope.
That was a cool effect too. I felt like I was going fast. Not anymore.
Why didn't we announce Vulkan API? So some of you've seen that there is a new boot option to run the game using Vulkan API, which is like a graphics API in the same way DirectX is. We kind of enabled it as a test to see if it fixed certain players' issues. It kind of is an unannounced thing because we aren't sure that it's going to stick around forever or that we're going to keep supporting it. We just kind of needed to test something live with a couple players who were giving us feedback about performance issues they were having to see if that addressed something.
Yeah, we had a few players who were actively giving us specific feedback about specific problems, so this is a specific test for them.
Yep. All right, I have the intermatch lobby up. Again, I'm in dev, so there is something at the top of the screen that is not going in this update. We've talked about it before on the show before, so we're essentially working on and going through, but not quite ready to show off yet, so I'm not going to click it. But we can see the new end of match lobby treatment here.
Yeah, so generally just cleaning up what we had, making it
Oh, this looks better now. It's a lot more clear. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you have fun? First it was down here, then they put it up here, but you still had to highlight it and you had to kind of look for it. Now it's just there. Rewards, everything is built, broken down better. A lot more bold. You can see things clearly. Again, clear and organization go a long way. And this tells me they're going in for longevity, so that's good. Those are good indicators for me. Wandering market here, God mastery, account level, and then rewards. Boom. Results, scoreboard details, temp graphs. Ooh. Interesting. Cool.
Easier to read, repositioning stuff into boxes. There's still some more cleanup that needs to happen on this. That, I was talking with her about before. Some of the fonts are not displaying the way that she wants them to, but it's moving along. And then if you go to the scoreboard, you can see the scoreboard also has this kind of nicer background now to it, and details similarly. It has this nicer background to it.
Damn, infinite. Cool.
That looks badass. Now it's pretty sure it's going to be broken down to the regular one, because the scoreboard I think had everything, or maybe it just had the builds.
Per minute.
And then the details had everything.
That's kind of funny. I didn't even know that was the thing that could happen. So
I'm misrecalling here.
And as Isaiah's mentioning, the graphs are something that we've worked on a little bit internally in the background for a while. We aren't currently working on it actively, but it may be something that comes back. But that's why that is there, because it's something that we have talked about.
Yes.
You can also see the press enter to chat. The enter is the new button treatment. You can see it pops a lot more against that background.
Okay, yeah. It's a lot more visible.
Cool. That's end of match lobby cleanup stuff. We talked about the aspect thing. I think the only things we have left to talk about are Wandering Market.
Cool.
So
we can speed it up.
I guess a couple things. First thing,
I'm on normal speed, no wonder.
Previously, we had said that we thought we were going to have a collection in this update. We are not going to have a collection in this update. We're currently in the process. I mentioned on a previous show that we were kind of looking at like coin earn and how we distribute rewards and all of that kind of thing. And we're kind of like, I don't want to say completely going back to the drawing board, but we're just like examining the whole system around that and making sure that we have ways that like feel like you can constantly get, free rewards and that the earn rate of coins is appropriate for the pace at which we're putting things out.
Yes.
There's some work that we need to do there. So for the short term, not introducing a new collection. Instead, we have
Not
two
yet.
new travelers this update. And we do have a new UI screen as well to show off.
Yeah,
the,
it looks like it may be a little temp as I am going through it here, but I think it's okay to show off just to kind of get the general gist of how it's going to look.
Yeah.
But it is work in progress and kind of temp.
Yes. So, that is broken too. Yeah. So it should be showing two across on the top. Basically, like when you first land on the Wandering Market screen now, a much simplified.
Yo, Predator Collie's here. Is that true? Or is this just an icon image that they're repurposing? I want Predator Collie. I never got her on Smite 1.
Nope.
So if I can get her in Smite 2, that would be great. Trophy Hunter. Oh, shoot. Sheesh, as they say.
Presentation with kind of two featured markets at the top and then four things that are like ending soon is the way it currently is, but like assume that those are like slightly less featured things, right? And then we've split travelers, collections, and sagas into tabs, so you can easily find like here are the collections, here are the sagas, and here are the travelers. So should be much easier for y'all to find what's available, what's new, what's on sale. If we decide to put anything on sale, it should just be a lot cleaner, easier to interact with, and I think it looks a lot better. UI team had a lot of really good improvements in this update, so shout out to the UI team. As we said, we have two new travelers this update. We have the Trophy Hunter Kali.
It is!
We can go over that one first.
Yeah, so when you buy...
She is here! Hell yeah, brother! Let's go! Here's a classic green one. And then there's a blue one, a red one, and a gold one. What's that? A custom recall, and then a badge here. Oh, 1,000 diamonds.
You get the classic Trophy Hunter Kali skin. And then we have 3 prisms in here. We have the Golden Idol.
I love this one.
The solid gold.
Hey!
Pretty awesome.
It looks like a trophy. Like the trophy skins from 2 weeks. I mean Fortnite. Like the trophy, what's his name? Midas. The King Midas one. That's what this reminds me of.
That's it. Yes. Then we've got Blood Huntress.
Yes.
I love kind of like the safari vibes here. Animal friends.
Yeah, I like that each prism oftentimes
MK Ultra. MK Ultra kitten there.
Has a little bit of its own theme now, which I think is kind of cool.
Animal Prince.
It also reminds me, I saw it in chat too.
Convention Collie.
Tomato Collie.
Oh yeah, Tomato Collie, yeah.
Assassin.
Yeah, it's like
the vibes of this textures of...
Ooh, yo, this blue one looks fantastic. I think it's the best one out of all 3. I like it the best. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So very like ethereal, spacey, I think these are pretty sick. And again, this pricing should be accurate.
It kind of reminds me of the shadow theme skin lineup. The blues, the deep blues with some blacks in here. Fantastic. Phenomenal skin. I like it. I love it.
It'll be 1,000 diamonds when it goes live. It also has a jump stamp in it.
Oh, that's a jump stamp.
UFO up. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Trophy Hunter. Fitting for Trophy Hunter Kali.
Once again, Kali will be getting
a title, not a badge.
The base skin, the classic skin, will be available for Legacy Gems only at the conclusion of the Traveler. So after it's been out for, I believe, 8 weeks, you'll be able to get that for Legacy Gems.
Sweet. All right, I'm going to bring us back to cams really quick. That way I can navigate to the other Traveler.
Yep.
Without spoiling anything. And I'm super pumped for this one because the skin looks sick.
Yeah.
It is for Nuwa. We've got the Raven Strike Traveler.
Hey! Yo, our girl Nuwa stays getting a lot of love from Highway. She probably has the most amount of skins. One of the characters that has the most amount of special skins in the game. Her, Neith, they're like the poster girls for getting a lot of skins. They get that extra love treatment.
Coming to the battleground.
Yeah, so this is an all new, pretty high level, kind of tier 4-ish, I would say, skin for Nuwa, which is pretty sick.
Go back. Go back. Oh, too far. Damn.
Is for Nuwa. We've got the Raven Strike Traveler coming to the battle.
Raven Strike.
Pretty high level, kind of tier 4-ish, I would say, skin for.
Yeah. Those are high, brother. Yup. Check it for all you gooners out there. Look at that. Gyat. Damn, right there. Hit him with the gyat.
Which is pretty sick. This has three
got nice long legs.
I will say the pricing on this will be eligible for 50% legacy gems.
Gotcha.
So we're trying something a little bit different on the pricing of this. We haven't done a traveler with prisms available for legacy gems, but it will be available for 50% legacy gems. So
hello.
Hopefully that's cool.
And it's got some really good stuff in it. Let's go through the prisms first. We've got
there was that black one. Oh, that black and red one looks sick. Look at that.
Black and red looking sick.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
Just because this one was, that was not.
Ooh, the silver one, platinum with some hints of orangish, goldish, like a goldfish color. That's nice. I like it, like a counterpart to this one. Yo, if they made it blue instead of the gold, it would have been like a direct counter to this one. Yeah, that brother's starving. Yes, so sir.
I personally like the last one the best.
We've got Teal Tempest.
Yeah.
Ooh. All of these freaking prism skins keep getting better and better. They all look fantastic. Teal Tempest. They're adding a lot more teal to the game. You know, I've never really been a fan of teal. Might be starting to grow on me. It looks amazing. I love this skin. Woo.
I don't know, this one's cool. It's very like.
I love that the teal where it's like almost green. It looks really cool. And then we'll have an announcer pack in this Traveler featuring Raven Strike Nuwa. Okay. The ward skin is super sick. Grab bot, and these are the minions.
Yeah,
hey! That's awesome! So this is what her minions will look like. Yo, it kind of reminds me of what was that one? The Cubex? Was that the name of that show? Where the robot was several different cube pieces. Damn, I'm forgetting the name. It kind of reminds me of that show on the CW33.
We have a little time today. And then there's also a card frame.
Intergalactic drip.
A lot of
intergalactic drip. Damn, this looks nice. I'm liking the blues and the pinks and the purples. Excellent color palette here, choice. It'll fit well with this one.
Like higher end cosmetics in this as well, with a card frame and a word skin. So yeah, hopefully it's pretty cool.
Sweet. Well, let me bring us back to cams, and I will show off.
I'm glad it's with legacy gems too.
Really quick.
50% off. I need to use them.
Yep. I was thinking because the white Nuwa kind of armor. I was trying to think what it reminded me of. And finally, I figured it out. It's the old Xbox 360 HUD.
The blades, yeah.
It's like that. I was like, something in my brain was like, I've seen this color scheme.
All right, let's see here. I am here.
Like
spawning a couple of mirror bots, getting rid of my tab screen, leveling up my abilities, and I'll bring up. I love the basics.
Yeah, they sound great too.
They sound amazing.
Got your little grab bots. Oh, they're so tiny. Yeah.
Oh, they're minis. Mini minions. Oh, dude, they're so cute. They're quite adorable, man. They're like freaking ankle biters, like a chihuahua coming at you. Yeah. You won't do Nathan. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, and I also like that they're smaller because they're not getting in the way of the target, you know? Because the clay minis right now, they're almost the size of gods, which is good if you want to land them, right? But sometimes they get in the way. I'm like, God damn, where the hell are they? So I'm glad that they're tiny. This makes, at least to me, a lot more clear to see, maybe even easier to land the 2-3 combo and the stun. We'll see. We'll see how it goes though. I'm liking the tiny robots though. That's funny. A little comic relief added while in the middle of a team fight.
Shiny metal looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the ultimate. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So
damn.
Cool new skin available in Grapple.
Damn, hell yeah.
Sweet.
Kind of reminds me of the Valkyrie skin from Apex.
Else on your list today, Kilgoon? I know it's a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot already. I think that's pretty much everything. There are some additional like bug fixes, and we haven't gone through balance. And if you missed Monday's show, there is an incredibly large systemic change to healing, introducing 12 new items.
Well, I think it's 8 like all new ones, plus some ones being brought over, plus reworking of existing ones that basically makes them function like new. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You're gonna notice a lot of differences.
That's what we're about to see next
in your games.
And there are even more item changes outside of healing and lifesteal focused items that we're going to talk about on Friday.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn.
Friday, but yeah, there's some more stuff in there too.
They weren't lying. This is a big patch. This is the big beautiful patch. Big beautiful patch.
And of course, lots of God changes as well in that update as well.
Yeah, we haven't gone over the actual God healing changes yet at all. So people haven't seen like the numbers there yet.
That's tomorrow.
All right. Well,
I can
go
give my quick run through of
everything. Give us the spiel, Kilgoon.
So in addition to the healing stuff and all the balance and stuff and bug fixes we haven't gone through yet, this update has Hou Yi's aspect, the Hou Yi Ascension Pass, the new Agility Relic, the Kali Trophy Hunter Traveler, the new Raven Strike Traveler, Quick Play Joust, some Joust and dual balance stuff, Action Cam 1 and 2,
recap,
the end of match lobby UI improvements, being able to rotate the home screen models, the new settings screen
Finally.
with the addition of being able to set cast modes for characters outside of practice, the new Wandering Market screen, new button graphics, the showing an aspect being selected by a teammate, and more. So
how long has it been?
It's been 2 weeks since our last update. So
I love that bit.
We managed to get so much stuff done.
Damn. It's wild. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a fortnight. It's been a fortnight since the last patch. And they've done a lot. And they still have to reveal the God balances on Friday tomorrow. It's wild. They were not joking. This is a big patch. Probably the biggest one to date. I think they did mention it last time. I saw one of these. The biggest patch up to date. Ooh. Ooh. I can see why.
We're going to keep going forward as quick as we can and getting as much good stuff in the game as we possibly can.
Yeah, open beta 15 is shaping up to be a really big update, but lots of exciting stuff that players are going to have a chance to play around with whenever we go
live.
Absolutely.
Yep. Friday will be our big balance show, but we got about 15 minutes left today. Do y'all want to open up the floor for a little bit of Q&A before we call it?
Yeah, let's do it.
In 45 minutes,
the collection. We don't have a firm time for when the next collection will be. Like I said, we're kind of reinvestigating the way some of the core system works. And we want to make sure that we're giving out coins at the right rate for the thing that we're doing and making sure that everybody has access to like free rewards.
Yeah.
Free to play.
Change to the dash cooldown for non-conquest. So it's now just like a consistent agility relic. It did go from 5 seconds to 10. So even in quick play, it's going to be on a longer cooldown than it was before. Yep. But that's a change.
Speaking of the agility relic, I don't think we talked about it, but I think it is important to call out. It's going to be auto bound to shift. Correct?
Oh yes. So that was another part of the.
Good call there, Isaiah.
Shift and whatever your default relic bind will also work. Double binding is a little bit tricky, but it will specifically bind to shift by default. That's again to match kind of like it's the goal is if you were familiar with it in quick play and you transition out of quick play to try other things, you can still have access to this and it works on the same way. If it suddenly changed to F, that would just feel weird. That is bindable, so you can change the bind on that to whatever you want. You can also just change it to F, and I believe that will work. But that is a unique thing about that relic.
Yeah.
With the second action cam, which one will be players be default to? That's what we're testing. So we have the classic action cam 1, action cam 2. We're gonna run some experiments on like trying it different ones to be the default behavior and then see how it does overall.
Yeah, we're going through a process called A/B testing.
Yes.
So where we're going to default certain groups to different ones and see which one performs better.
Yeah, I think
always be
something along the lines of having a choice selection for players. We kind of just want to get a good sampling of how when people are exposed to this one, like how they interact with it.
Yep.
People asked me about a rank reset. I think we initially were planning a rank reset for this update.
No, I believe we are still going forward.
Oh, we are still going forward.
I talked with Funzy this morning. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's a soft reset.
Have we noticed any change of new player retention with the addition of Action Camera? Yes, our new player retention is the highest it has been in the history of Smite 2. We have made tremendous strides over the past few weeks, and it seems like it just keeps going up. Yeah. So we are definitely moving in the right direction.
Congratulations, you guys. They're putting in the hard work, and it's paying off. The dividends, they may be small. I don't know. They're saying it's highest it's ever been. That's a huge win. More new players need to join in the battleground here. Join us and have some epic fun. We need to drown out the Mitches, the naysayers, the losers, those that provide nothing of value to this game or to this community. They need to be flushed out with brand new blood, fresh blood. They need to be excised like the cancer that they are. Fantastic. Great news to hear that things are going up and positive for them. Really happy for them. Don't forget, go and support them. Support them in the channel, in the game. Play it, purchase stuff. Provide positive, constructive feedback. Not just hate.
Nope.
It's going to do nothing at all.
Even call it out. I'm not even sure if chat noticed it, but when we're on the home screen, it does have a new background.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, just lots of like nice touches all over the UI. There's a lot of other subtle things I've noticed that like other bits of the UI have gotten updated as well. That like I don't know how many things every patch we talk about like our giant lists, but I guarantee you every single patch is like another giant list of things that we just didn't miss.
Oh yeah,
someone did and we just never talked about.
Yep.
Mr. Killian, why is nothing 50% legacy gems anymore? I mentioned the Raven Strike Traveler is 50% legacy gems. So if you are interested in that, that is an option for you.
Thanks, Mr. Killian.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I wonder if they're gonna keep trolling him with that off stream in camera IRL. Hey, Mr. Kilgoon. Hey, Mr. Kilgoon. That'd be funny. It's like an inside joke between them.
Will Jade Dragon's Bologna ever be available for purchase or in chests? Yes. I should probably talk with Blake and figure out how we want to do that. I know we had Dark Heart Zeus available for Twitch drops last week.
Yeah.
Maybe
I claimed it and I still don't have it.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on with that. I have everything linked properly, and in the past things have worked. I didn't get the Soul green skin, the Meltdown one, nor the Sausage Odin one either.
Nope.
I don't know if that's just me or if anybody else out there that has claimed those skins and haven't received them yet. I don't know is it a bug, an issue? Is it just me? I don't know. I'm missing 3 skins now.
It's another future drop campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, if it is a bug, it'll get fixed eventually. I'm not bugging about it. I'm not gonna raise hell. You know, it's not too much of a big deal for me. I'm still gonna keep coming to the game regardless. I love it. So I'm gonna keep supporting it and showing up and trying to provide positive, constructive feedback.
Can we show the Typhon's minion?
Yeah.
It's
coolest when it's biggest. That's what I'll say.
All right, Pawn, I'm gonna pick Anubis. What's a good build?
I mean, just get Typhons. Then I grab. Let's see. You're gonna want Bancrofts on Anubis, obviously. Umbral Link. So I want to play around with this more. I think Umbral Link is actually gonna be like a really good one-off pick for Anubis to give him a lot of bulk. Because in the middle of a team fight, that'll give you 40 both prots, which is just going to be very good. And it gives you some lifesteal, which also works well with the other scalings that we have. So I at least those 3, and then kind of your standard mage build I think would go really well.
Sweet. All right. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just building a lot of lifesteal.
And then if you just kill a god, you'll spawn it, and then every god you kill after that, you can see it go up in size and stuff.
Oh yeah,
well,
the minion. That's right.
Because obviously it doesn't make sense to have that in the flashes without it.
And there have been further changes to some of the items since we talked about them on Monday.
Yeah, so we've changed some of the rules. We fixed some of the rules that were weird. I think in this playtest, Vital Amp won't work on Bologna, but it will going forward. It's like an example of things we're working on. Sanguine got moved to magical protections instead of physical protections. Yeah, look at him.
His minion.
And then when you kill someone, he gets bigger.
Oh my god.
And that will happen 5 times. So he goes on 2 3 until then, we get his max size and his max like strength.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. He looks like a freaking Cerberus. Yo, that's the new item? That's gangster. You can have a pet in-game that grows 5 times for 5 kills. And does 204. That's not bad damage. That's crazy. That's a lot of fun. You get your own Neo pet right here. In game. Live while the rest of the real exterior game is being played. You have a mini game here, Neo pet right here. Right next to you. That's awesome.
That's a big boy right there. Oh,
damn.
And he's just gonna kill the totem permanently or attack the totem permanently.
So
that's wild.
Try to come up with a name. I've been reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I just.
Ooh, that's another one on my list. Pawn, I gotta get with you about some book recommendations,
it's
man.
Very good. But I think the Chimera would go well as Mongo because Mongo the book gets bigger.
Ah, nice.
So like Mongo or Chompy. Either one of those feel good.
Mongo or Chompy.
Mike Typhon.
Mike Typhon.
Oh no.
That's funny. That's a good one. Way to go, chat. Mike Typhon. I love the pun name. The punniness. I love it. That's great.
But yeah, the AI isn't smart. It will try and target people around you, and then it'll follow behavior similar to Nuon Minion AI. We have discussed about like making it so that you have some control, like maybe there's like a 1-time or a 2-time use where you could like recall it to you, so that like if it gets lost somewhere and like goes off in a direction you don't want to, you can kind of redirect it. But that's the kind of stuff that will also just improve over time. Like I know like the pass is really, really big. We have a whole bunch of new items. I'm sure as people get into it, you'll find edge cases that we need to resolve. But I'd also like to take another stab at like making a few things have better feedback on them. Like I know Contagion is really fun to play with, but like it is hard to know who has the most Contagion stacks and how many, like if you know if you're gonna hit them, if you're gonna get a really big explosion, if it's gonna be weaker. Like there are things like that that are just like a lot trickier to solve. And it was like we could hold.
I haven't used Contagion in a while.
And then we can improve it over time.
Could you maybe also go into jungle practice with a melee character and
let's do that.
Agility?
Also, a few people have mentioned like, but now you have Calder. It's like no, Calder has way more logic.
Yes.
I remember we had one of the programmers come back to help us with Calder AI specifically because making it walk around you in a way that didn't feel like it was just glitching out the whole time was like an art unto itself.
Similarly, I've seen say, oh, this new agility thing means that King Arthur is coming and they've done the work for King Arthur. No, very different, very different.
And the way that the melee warping works, I know I have some things I want to improve on. I might try a completely different approach to what's there, but it does not map onto what King Arthur does. King Arthur does a lot of extra conditional things that are not related to what this is doing.
All right, so I've got Sun Wukong here, and immediately I'll dash, and you can tell that with the melee character, the dash is a good amount longer than it when I was playing with Hou Yi earlier. But I'm just gonna basic attack here.
Yeah, so there you got corrected there a little bit, actually. So there you got corrected a little bit. Just a nice nudge forward to give you that extra little bit of range as you're approaching targets, or if you were basic attacking them out of range. And then if you kind of walk backwards from the character and try and basic attack, you won't warp towards them. So it should only really kick in when you are that little extra critical range and you're kind of already moving towards the target. It follows the same also targeting rules as like if your basic attack only hits one target, it prioritizes like
he jumped there a little bit.
Follows the same exact logic as that. So really it's there to just help you when you're trying to move to that target, making sure you can cover that little bit of extra distance to get in range. And you can tell like we're not constantly correcting you every single base attack forward. We actually had a version of that happening. We went to
it was kind of funny.
It was very strong. Kali could just chase people with a lot of attack speed, but
yeah, it's more like every 5 seconds or so. Or?
Yeah, the rules are like so it has a 4-second cooldown on a specific target that refreshes that cooldown if you basic attack that same target again. If you basic attack someone else, it'll clear them from the list. And if you also basic attack a certain distance away, it'll clear the list. So the goal there is if you're chasing a person, you can't really abuse the ability to charge someone, but we don't want to add arbitrary restrictions that make it so like you fight someone, you turn to fight someone else, and then you turn back to fight this one person, and suddenly you don't warp to them when you expect to. We try to find a permutation of rules that make sense. I know Flair asked me for rules in the ambassador chat, and I was like, I don't think we can explain the tool to satisfaction without
perfect medium.
It should largely feel like it kicks on when you expect it to, and ideally doesn't kick on when you aren't expecting it to.
All right. That's some stuff that
Can we get a Hades?
I'll probably forget about.
I've had an internal pitch from someone who wanted to make Hades like actually a ranged character, where like his 3 was literally like a ranged ground circle area. It would make him. I don't know what the trade-off for it. Like that would just make him very strong. Like actually having that the ability to do what he does at range, just be very very good. I just don't know what the trade-off for that would be. I have to think on it more. Plus, like the visuals of that kind of doesn't quite make sense.
I'm gonna pick this one because I saw a Reddit thread on it a couple days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. Why are prisms different prices for different skins? Shouldn't it be standard across the board?
Yeah. So when we first introduced prisms, we had no idea what the heck we should sell them for. It was just like we'd never done anything like this. We hadn't experimented with the pricing at all, and we were just like, let's just try putting things up for a bunch of different prices and see what people like. What we found is the thing that people like best is Travelers. So we are mostly going to be releasing new prisms in Travelers going forward, but a lot of older prisms are still out at their previous prices. At some point, we may do a pass to either, one way or the other. Either we will like change the prices of them all to be standard, or we might bundle all the old ones into Travelers for people that want to get them that way or something. But I do know that, there's some old ones that have odd prices right now, and it's because, we just were trying to figure out what the right price was for these.
So an interesting question, which is what ability of Code of Tomorrow would be the most useful to future ported gods? We're actually kind of at a point where like each god is just unique and specific enough that we have a lot of the ground pieces already built, so they're just unique challenges per character. If I had to say, it'd probably be something like Arthur ult, because that one would work on dash component system stuff and camera component system stuff, because that has a very unique camera treatment as well as how it manipulates the models. And that might be tech that we could use in more places that we couldn't before based on how we did it. But like we are at the point where like most of the core abilities have been made, so a lot of it is just making sure that all the interactions between all the kit works correctly, or if it is unique enough, it's one off to that character and doesn't really affect many other characters.
Case
That's
by
kind of why
case.
The first like 16 gods we did, a lot of them were very specifically picked for. This gives us an ability that will let us do stuff faster.
Someone in chat says that Nuon Skin has a VXG that we didn't show.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's true or not.
I'll go see if we can find out.
Yeah, I guess Scotty Harapet would, because if you did Caldier, you would get a lot of Hera's stuff taken care of. Maybe that might actually, because that does actually affect 2 characters in a way that that's tech that we do have to still build.
And it does have a VXG.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
hey!
Fly along.
Wow.
I love the gems in the back too, doing their kind of circular swirling.
Yeah, her wings are flapping.
I was like, I don't know what the VXG could be. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice. Yeah, I think I was trying to say neat and nice.
Hey, let's go. Damn, that yeah. Oh my gosh.
159.
Gooners are going to be eating great with that skin.
And I was talking with Kabir before the show. Flash test should be opening up pretty shortly after we end stream here. So keep an eye out on our official social media channels and Discords for that announcement, and update your PTS clients and hop in and try out everything.
Oh,
it's already live.
Okay,
Let's go.
hop in. Download.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, definitely. Just my personal plea is please test the healing stuff.
Yeah.
Try and figure out the break cases. It's been a very long time since we've shipped a balance patch with this much new things, especially on systems that are largely new. So like the tagging of ability to be healing abilities.
New on top of new.
That is definitely a thing. So please play, try to break things, send us bug reports. Be very, very helpful. I did have the question though, which was how much like old code from Smite 1 ends up coming over to Smite 2. It's basically all built fresh, but we do reference the old code. Have we talked about the character after Hou Yi?
Giannis.
Okay, so we have talked
Yes,
about
we talked about Giannis. We've not talked about past Giannis.
So very specifically, we did actually go look at the code for how the path is traced for the two, and some blessed programmer from back in the day actually defined the way that it works as like a sine wave. Like, it gave us like the period, the amplitude, the offset.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
all that
Oh,
stuff. So, like,
shit.
you have to go back and reference it because like that gives us like, especially depending on how it's done, like it gives us a very clear answer of like, okay, this is how we make it precise to how it was.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see here. I saw a question.
Yo, goated coder back in the day. Way to go. Yeah. Came in clutch now.
Will there be new ranked frames with the soft reset? No frames. There are rewards though. I believe we're doing a series of titles for rewards for the soft reset.
When does that happen?
But I lost it.
Damn, I didn't make it to plat.
I was asking a note on the region select screen not having a close button. Good note. We're trying to chase down all the screens. I'm missing one, and I guess we missed that one. So thank you very much. There was a good one, but I don't know where it went. I
think that's it. We can go to the next one. Oh, the big healing patch. We'll see what's up with this one. We'll increase the speed this time. Yeah, we going into overtime, boys. All right, we back in studio. Back in here with Isaiah, Kilgoon, and Pompon. Checking out the July 21st Open Beta 15 healing update and new items overview that will be added next week when the patch is live, baby. I'm looking forward to this.
Hello, and happy Monday, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Edition, episode, whatever you want to call it, of Titan Talk. I'm Isaiah. Kilgoon is with me as usual, and Pompon is joining us.
Yes.
Because this week, we've got 3 shows dedicated to Open Beta 15. There's a lot of stuff in the update, especially from the design side. We're going to be spending a lot of time today talking about the big pass that we've kind of teased.
Oh, yesterday's show, fire. Looking forward to Hou Yi. Looking forward to his aspect. Looking forward to the new Travelers and the new Prism skins. WW Pass. I love all the small changes they made in organization and clarity. Again, that'll go long. That's a positive thing in the long run. The point for longevity there. I like it. Now, time to find out what new items they've concocted, what new items they've amended and changed. How will healing be changed in this game now, moving forward? Man, it's a big patch too. 40. Nah, it's like 45 minutes. About the same time as the other one. Yeah, and they just chat some stuff. All right, let's jump into it.
On previous shows for like healing and lifesteal and anti-heal. Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Hou Yi and a lot of other stuff. We've got even more balance that's not going to be on the show that we're going to be talking about on Friday. So just lots of stuff focused on Open Beta 15 this week. But I'm just going to get right into it. Kilgoon, Pon, you all doing good today?
Yeah, we were a little bit late.
A little bit late. You know, it's a Monday.
Happy Money Day.
That was running a little long, and we had to kind of claw our way out of to make it to the show on time. But yeah, glad to be here. Sorry we're late, chat. And I probably could have started on time had I not grabbed my Alani, but I felt like
Alani is
traditions are traditions. You know,
Yeah.
Is that the drink?
Sweet. Well, shall we just go ahead and hop right into it? Because we've got a lot of stuff on my document that I've prepped. Pon, I'm going to throw to you before we pull up the handy dandy desktop. Talk to me about what's happening.
The handy dandy
desktop. And I've got a lot of lists and stuff about kind of the overarching goals, but I'll defer to you about what's actually changing before we hop into it.
Yeah, so
New
we alluded to this in
phrasing
a few
will
Titan
start
Talks.
adopting.
The main goal of this is to address what I think
Shout
is a
out to
long-standing
you guys,
problem
yeah.
that Smite 1 had. We tried various things over Smite 1's lifetime to resolve it. We found a stable point that kind of worked. Smite 2 this is our attempt to tackle the problem, and it's healing.
Yes.
Healing has always been kind of a sticking point because it's one of those things where it's an archetype that we want to support. We want people to feel like they can bring this unique teamfight utility to the game. But when you use it out of combat, it's very potent. If you nerf it there, then in combat, once you have anti-heal, it feels weird.
So we're bringing back brawling?
No, not at all. We also have like I don't know how many times I go to the subreddit and I see someone post a picture of Anubis fully lifestealing against them, and they're like, "What the hell is this game?" And then everyone in the comments goes, "Idiot, buy anti-heal."
Yep.
And it's like it feels weird on both sides of Anubis' strength should be that.
Yeah.
Should it be as powerful as it is without anti-heal? Because anti-heal is the game that's meant to balance that. And does it feel good as the person building the anti-heal to have to build anti-heal against those characters? And largely it gets to the point where anti-heal is ubiquitous enough. There's enough characters with mixed healing, get some lifesteal, there's ways to regen health in other ways, that you feel like you're kind of obligated by anti-heal in most games anyway, right? Like, it doesn't even feel like it's really doing the kind of thing. So you want to take a pretty holistic view at healing overall. So this is, and it's one of those things where every single time we've tried to tackle this in the past, you need to do a lot of things to make it work well.
Yeah.
And
I
doing
can
all
imagine.
those things is really scary. It's a lot of work. It's a really big shift to the game. And so we've often done different things. We've gone down different avenues to try and fix it. Things like the Brawler thing in Smite 1, where we tried to address out-of-combat healing versus in-combat healing with like a kind of invisible debuff that was really hard to understand. Providing itemization support. There's just a lot that goes into it. And so this is...
I can imagine, man. Trying to balance everything, this one aspect. Oh my gosh. I'm sure they had plenty of meetings where they probably felt like they were just going in circles. And no matter what they did, nobody was satisfied.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine the headaches they had just on healing alone. Damn. All right, let's see what they ended up doing this time. Will it work? Will it not? We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm still going to support them. I know they're giving it their best effort and trying their best. And things are improving. Things are looking good for them. He did mention that retention rate is the highest it's ever been. So, hell yeah. I'm here for the long haul.
There's a lot in this because we feel like there needs to be a lot done in one fell swoop to actually do this type of change justice.
So for those who are watching and not reading chat, I have to explain my sigh and my exasperation. Clumsy in chat posted, instead of healing, if you receive a certain amount of health, you enter a cart.
Oh my gosh.
Spoiler changes.
I know, right?
Like,
Trolling.
Anyway, sorry.
Trolling.
Back to the important things.
Okay, so I think it's worth bringing up the doc now. I hope, I didn't actually get a chance to look. I hope the doc has all the notes.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so this will be in the patch notes. We're going to go through it because this is basically the explanation of what the change is, why the change is, and kind of the kind of philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, first off, why address healing in general? One is it's a new player trap. The necessity of like anti-heal itemization, the fact that anti-heal items exist. New players don't know to build this, so they get absolutely stomped by things that have healing. And then veterans are able to completely shut down healing, and they understand like how they can counter it, so it's balanced in that sense. But they have to build this item, and it also means that healers don't ever feel like they have a consistent strength. Arbitrarily, they could get clipped by an AOE that slightly touched them, and suddenly their whole identity is now gone, which also feels weird to that respect. So the goal is to,
or it's like I have to time my heal to when this debuff expires, and it's like I'm just sitting here waiting to do the thing I want to do, you know.
So the goal is give healer roles a more consistent presence. So rather than jumping around, we're going to remove anti-heal, and we're just going to adjust the healing numbers so that it's a more kind of flat, consistent amount. There will still be ways to anti-heal in a little bit. God specifically will still be able to provide anti-heal at a reduced amount. But
okay, damn. That's pretty big. Anti-heal essentially gone. It's only going to be conditional to certain moments, certain gods. Damn. All right, damn. We'll see how this goes. I love anti-heal items, man, because I buy it. Like, nah, you're healing. I'm taking it out. You are not going to live throughout all of this fighting. Nah, man. I'm stopping that as much as I can.
anti-heal is largely gone. And similarly, give lifesteal roles a more consistent presence. Characters have high lifesteal amount, and Anubis is the primary example. They should feel like that part of their kit identity functions and works, and they can rely on it, but it's not ping-ponging them super to the extremes, and it's also not immediately shut down the second anyone builds anti-heal.
Sweet. All right, well, I'm going to scroll down. What is going away? What are we removing?
Let's go. Don't show the whole thing.
Oh, not the whole thing yet. All right, cool.
Let's go do this bit.
Okay, all anti-heal from items, just gone.
Yes.
It's not going to be a required build component for anyone. We reduced lifesteal on items to be around 25 to 50% reduced. The general goal here is that we think this is about the amount we need to nerf this effect for it to feel balanced in a world where anti-heal has been removed. Out of combat, this is going to be functionally a nerf to your lifesteal, but in combat, you're going to have the strength knowing that what your lifestealing is going to be the amount that you're getting. All healing increases on items will no longer provide direct increases to healing output. So the Rod of Asclepius world, the Typhon's Fang, those items are there to even push it higher to fight against anti-heal even more. Again, we want this to feel like it's a consistent thing that you're building towards and able to utilize, and not require that you have to build these items to make your healing successful or your lifesteal successful.
Yeah. All right, and then we've reduced item healing and God healing.
Yep. So item healing is going down by about 30 to 60%, as is God healing going down by 30 to 60%. The range is there to account for a few things. So, for example, Achilles at level 1. His healing is not something you really build anti-heal for because you don't have anti-heal at that stage of the game. Largely, that's not being changed too much.
Nah.
And the same at max level, Achilles, the heal he brings is conditional. He has to activate an ability that then requires you to follow up and deal an attack. The healing he's providing there is not going to swing him to full health. So it's getting a lesser adjustment. Versus someone like...
that's good.
I'll use Sylvanas just because he isn't in the game. Right? Like, it's a cooldown ability that just instantly hits everyone around you, instantly heals them with no other conditional component required.
The wisps.
It's also something that you would absolutely build anti-heal against the Sylvanas. That's being reduced more than the Achilles heal would be. Because we don't want this just to be like this is one of those things where you can't just do a 50% across the board and call it a day.
It would feel good.
It has to be contextual to the character.
Yeah.
In cases where we did, and just before, because
understandable.
Right now, I'm just talking a lot about removing things.
Yes.
For the characters who were more nerfed, so Aphrodite would be one of those examples, we've given them other utility buffs to compensate for the fact that we've lowered this amount by the amount that we have.
Yes.
So just for context on Aphrodite, she's getting more protection sharing. She has a lower ult cooldown. And then I think there's one other thing that we did. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. But like Cupid got an additional component, Baron got an additional component. So like those characters that got more healing nerf got changes. The same way that Amanita Charm is an item that got more healing nerfed. It has a new completely additional component. Rod of Asclepius has.
Damn. Rip Amanita's Charm. Favorite item in Assault. Then they banned it. It got the blacklist. And now it's all RIP. It's gone. It's gone. So what's it called? Divine Ruin do? And then Brawlers. Brawlers beat stick. So because they were the anti-heal items for ability-based characters. What components will they add now? Because anti-heal from those items is gone. So will they just be pure stat increase items? Damn, we'll see. We'll let them explain. Reduce lifesteal on items. Okay. All healing increase from items. Yeah, all right.
A new completely additional component. So I think we can go on to the next point.
Cool.
Yeah, so this actually explains a little bit about like why would Aphrodite or Baron get a larger adjustment than if you go to scroll down a little more.
It's necessary.
Like Raw Ultimate is a unique example on his aspect where that one is a very long cooldown ability, so it didn't get cut as much because it's more conditional. It's an ultimate level ability. So this is just to explain when you see the number changes that we've done. This is the why some numbers are bigger nerf than other nerfs, right? And why we had to make different types of adjustments.
Yes. All right. Next.
And it all has to be on a case by case basis. You can't just blanket cover everything. Oh God, it wouldn't work like that. It would make things even worse, I'd argue. So I'm glad that they're going on a case-by-case basis and then explaining things, their methodology, their reasoning, the logic behind all of these changes.
On the list, kind of into your last
yeah, and then one other thing is most of the healing nerf is towards later levels and scaling because again, the early ranks of an ability are not generally the problem where people have with healing. You also have ability anti-heal. We don't want to disrupt the laning phase too much, right? Like we want this to be more impactful when team fights are occurring at the later stage of the game. So it's more as you rank up abilities and scaling in particular.
Makes sense.
Reduced God anti-healing is the last point.
Yes. So all God anti-heal is now going to be consistent. It's going to be 25%. It will if it gets applied, it will just refresh the effect, and they don't stack. So if you have an anti-heal character in your lobby, you use it. It's going to be that 25% reduction.
Just to be clear, I think we talked about this before. Odin Cage is still 100% anti-heal.
Yes. So the exceptions would be like when we get to Serket, she would be 100% reduction. Odin Cage is 100% reduction. Osiris would be 100% reduction. Those 100% effects where it's like no, we literally shut you down. Those will be preserved because we think that's okay on God strength. If that were to be an item, we feel like it would become a mandatory item in the same way. That's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Another god that is known for their anti-heal capacity is like Opwash. When we eventually get to Opwash, maybe he would have an exception to this 25%. But it's just like if a god kind of incidentally anti-heals as part of their kit, it's 25 now.
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's talk about what we are adding now. We talk a lot about
because for those gods, that's part of their kit. That's part of their identity. You don't want to take it away. And really, what do they do now? They're lost in a role. What will they do? So I'm glad they're not.
What we're adding new lifesteal items up first.
New lifesteal items. You're just gonna have a slew of new lifesteal items. I think we'll go over all of them today. So you're gonna have new lifesteal items because we think that if you want to build down this lifesteal path, we think it should be supported. There should be options that are available to you, and some of them have interesting scalings related to lifesteal. But the important thing is they're not related to directly increasing your healing output. There's no lifesteal item that goes, okay, if you hit 20% lifesteal, your next ability is going to heal you for 100% of that amount. It's because we
heal more, then heal more.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid those types of effects and give you different things that are cool about lifestealing.
Cool. Next up, new healing focused items.
And same thing there, a whole slew of new healing items. If you want to play the more healer type role, we're giving you things. They're not going to be the same as Smite 1. So this would have been like your Lotus Crown. This would have been your did that get changed to Lotus Sickle?
I think it did at some point.
Your rejuvenation rod, like those types of effects. We focus on trying to create effects that are interesting for those healers to use that make them feel good for using their healing abilities. That isn't directly related to your healing is 25% increase.
All right, next on.
Are they going to be active items?
Existing items, Brawlers and Contagion.
Active items?
Yeah, so this is what's happening to our current anti-heal items.
Yes.
Brawlers and Contagion have been reworked. Brawlers is it's off counter to healing. And Contagion is a soft counter to Lifesteal. They're good items on their own for what they do when we get to them, but when you face a healer, when you face a Lifesteal, you'll get some extra perks that make them nice in those situations. But we want these items to feel good on their own, and then a soft counter rather than a mandatory thing to build against these types of characters. And then Learning and Bow and Divine Ruin, these stats have just been adjusted, so they lost anti-heal, they've gained some strength or intelligence. Divine Ruin got stronger chain lightning effect because we think the item's just cool for being a chain lightning ability, and Learning is just a cool item for being Learning. So keep them as is. The only anti-heal item that currently exists that's not coming back is Ruinous Ankh. That one is very clearly defined by its anti-heal, and we might use that item in the future as like a different type of thing, but for now that's gone.
All right, next up, item compensation for nerfs. And
Rip.
God compensation for nerfs.
So Amanita Charm is a good example. So Amanita Charm is losing a lot of its healing. It only goes like I think 12% over a slightly longer window now, rather than the 20% that it did before. But it's adding a new component where it Spore Guards you, which actually means that like you get Spore Guards on you that when you get hit by an ability, that ability will deal less damage and knock a stack off. So it gives you new utility that isn't just increased healing. That's what we kind of mean by that effect.
Oh, okay. Yo, that's not bad. That's actually not bad. I want to see how it actually plays out in game. For now, though, I'm not upset about it. I might still build it. We'll see. For testing purposes, definitely. And depending on how things go, I may actually still use it. We'll see, because I love that item. It's really good. Mushroom stocks are going down now. Damn, man. At the beginning, mushroom stocks were at an all-time high, and they kept increasing. It was a sleeper pick of an item. Now they're just, woo! They're going down. We'll see if they come back up. Mushroom stocks.
Same with God compensations for nerfs. This is the type of Aphrodite stuff I got, where she shares more protections, her ult is on a lower cooldown, Baron, his movement speed got increased, stuff like that, right? Like, that's the other kind of compensation for those types of characters, where we want to make sure that their utility still feels high, given the fact that we are going to be reducing their out-of-combat healing pretty significantly.
Cool. All right, I will keep on going. God's gaining anti-heal is our last point.
Yeah, this came up actually in some of the discussion with the ambassadors. We told them about this pitch like 2 weeks ago, and they gave some feedback, and one of them was like, it'd be cool if there was also more options for anti-heal opportunities on Gods, because we think bringing Gods to the roster is like a cool way to counter these types of things, especially in like ranked draft lobbies, but there's also a very limited amount of characters who can provide anti-heal. So we went through the characters, looked at what characters kind of made sense. I note there's actually a problem on one of these. It's not Seething Howl, but we'll get to that. Cool. Agni, Noxious Fury.
It's the 3. It's gonna be the 3, not the 2. This makes sense. The Noxious Fumes, Searing Flesh, that makes sense. This one is gonna be slow. A slow and anti-heal. Okay, not bad. And then Aspect of Chalk, this makes sense. It's gonna do DPS and anti-heal. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. We'll see how things turn out.
Fenrir, this should be brutalized.
Okay,
cool. I don't know why I wrote Seething Howl. I was doing Seething Howl.
Brutalize the 3.
He's not spectral protection, and the Aspect Chalk Rain will all get anti-heal.
Nice. Sweet. All right, well, I think that was everything for our overarching view.
Pretty good. Mid, support, jungle, ADC, and solo. So at least one god per role got in addition to their abilities. It's really cool. At least one. At least one everywhere. Like y'all can't complain to high-res like, yo, why didn't my X role not get this treatment? At least one god in every role got it. There you go. Big ups to them for that.
What's being added.
Yes.
Are you ready to dive into items?
Sure, yeah. No.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting changes to items and new items coming as part of this.
Yes.
All right.
The actual patch notes for this is just insanely long.
Yes. Even right now, this doesn't even have the gods on this doc, and this is items, and we're at 12 pages.
12 pages.
All right, so items up first. Let's talk about Divine Ruin and Learning.
The whole thing is probably going to be like 30 pages, I bet. I can see it going 30 pages. Divine Ruin, we'll see. Time to see the items. What happened to them? How did they get shifted?
Injection, because they are items that are seeing a little bit of compensation buffs.
Yep. So again, this is kind of the example of what we did for Divine Ruin and Learning Bow. We made the passive stronger. We adjusted its cost according to the fact that we gave it stuff. Learning Bow, very similar bow. It gains a little bit of cost, but it gains a whole additional 10 strength, which should just make it a more interesting item. And these 2 items I think have niches.
Scaling is up higher now.
All right. Brawler's Ruin being renamed to Brawler's Beatstick, a name that is familiar for our Smite.
Yeah. I never called it Brawler's Ruin.
Nope.
Brawlers is always going to be Brawler's Beatstick. Or just Brawlers. That's it. Never Brawler's Ruin.
Nope.
I don't know why they changed the name. It's funny. Now they reverted the name. Oh, this is the shift they made to Brawlers. They changed the name back to Brawler's Beatstick. Oh man. So Divine Ruin got cost increase, intelligence increase, and intelligence scaling increase. Okay, not bad. Then Learning Bow, cost increase, and strength increase. All right,
One fans, what's going on with Brawler's Beat Stick?
Well, first off, I had to lose Ruin because we also lost the tier 1 and tier 2.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make sure that Ruin wasn't in the title. But yeah, so Brawler's Beat Stick. And so this one is it's one of the items that gives you strength or intelligence, whichever you have more of. And we're actually leveraging that a few places here so that there's variety in which characters can build this. It also gives you some protections. And it goes, if you've not taken or dealt damage to god damage in the last 5 seconds, gain bonus 75% of the above passive when dealing damage. So if you are the first striker in combat, you get a big boost to strength and intelligence, whichever one is higher.
Yo, the synergy with this for a Wheelix is gonna be incredibly high. That's crazy. That melds well with her freaking kit. Woohoo! And then this can go for Bruiser Hou Yi, or Bruiser Sun Wukong, or Bruiser General Horseman Guan Yu. Interesting. You get protections now from Brawler's Beat Stick. All right. So now builds Survivor Smash, Legionnaire's Armor. So it got a $100 increase plus 20 physical protections. Yeah, this is a bruiser item now. You gain 45 strength or 60 intelligence, whichever you have more of from items. Oh, you can just min-max here for all the neckbeards that love min-maxing stuff. New passive. Damn. Last 5 seconds. Bonus. This is like a soft a Wheelix passive. That's interesting. Instead, let me see. So if you took damage, you gain 30 physical protections. If a nearby enemy uses a healing ability, immediately gain both effects. So this is going to be pretty useful in team fights. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. You're going to be dealing more damage and be more tankier. I think it's going to be good for the homie Achilles, Mordred, all the bruiser builders. This is going to be an excellent item. That's just my prediction right now.
You took damage instead, gain 30 protection. So this is it's just between being offensive or defensive based on how you enter combat. If a nearby enemy uses a healing ability, immediately gain both effects.
Nice.
So cool. Good on its own. If someone heals around you, even better.
Yeah. And if you think this is a cool item, we got a lot of really
cool
right? I think that like the depth, it's gonna be interesting. You'll see. Sorry.
It's just the third one.
What we mean by soft counter, right? Like, I don't want the effect to be they heal, so therefore they're silenced for 5 seconds, or they heal, so therefore the healing's reduced, or that kind of effect, because that's kind of counter to the goal. We want this to be something that, like, oh, I'm against a high healer draft lobby, I can get something that makes me feel good versus putting the other healer down, because we want to create that consistent healing roll, but let you feel like you can build something. The other one's a little bit more punishing towards the other side, so we'll get there with Contagion.
All right. You mentioned it, Contagion. Up next, what's going on with Contagion?
Yep, so Contagion is now being changed to a passive. When enemies in hand or ability damage you, apply 1 stack of Contagion to them once per attack. So if Anubis ulti, only 1 stack gets applied to Anubis. If you base attack or apply Heartcracker to the enemy with Contagion, consume them to deal 2% of your max health per stack in an AoE. So basically, you Contagion them, and then you burst the stacks that are on them. Nice. If someone has 100 health from you, immediately apply 5 stacks to them.
Ooh, okay.
So this is they try to steal life from you, you're contagious, don't do that.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Yes, please wash your hands.
But this gives it's a different max health scaling option. It has different ways of proccing, and especially in big team fights where you get a whole bunch of people kind of together that hit you, you can punish them for having hit you if you can follow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Next up, let's talk about, you mentioned it earlier, but the ruin items are being removed.
Correct. I like
ruinous
that.
Ankh, ruinous poison, and ruinous venom. And I think that is it for the anti-heal section. I have a big block of just general lifesteal item changes, tier 1, tier 2s, and a couple.
Just to quickly go over this, right? This is essentially our passive, reducing lifesteal from items by about 50%. These are the tier 1 and tier 2 adjustments that need to be made for that to work. And then the items that are existing lifesteal items, how are they changed to address this kind of adjustment? Again, these will often look like nerfs to the items, but you're also not expecting to be completely anti-healed from these effects anymore.
Yeah, got cut like in half. Oh my gosh. T1, where's the T3s? This is what I'm looking for. Or here, Curse Sickle. That's a T2. Bancrofts got nerfed by half. Decreased lifesteal bonus from passive, half. Decreased intelligence by 10. Oh no, increased. I'm sorry. Increased by 10 from 30 to 40. And increased intelligence bonus from passive, 60 to 70. So Anubis is going to get a little bit more there. Bloodbound Book decreased in half. Increased intelligence by 5. Decreased lifesteal while shield is active from 20% to 10. Yeah, in half. Bloodforge decreased lifesteal cut in half. Increased strength, it got a 5 strength increase. Decreased lifesteal while shield is active, it got cut in half. It's the opposite of Bloodbound Book for strength users. or physical and magical. All right, Indian God and increased cost, $100, 2450 to 2550.
75%, right? You know, like this. Yeah. Anyway, cool.
All right, moving right along. Let's talk about the Reaper. Getting a little bit of a little spoiler there.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Reaper.
So this is actually unrelated to everything I've talked about. Sorry. The Reaper, Serrated Edge, and Devourer's Gauntlets, where it came up in feedback as these items just feel very similar. I think this actually came up in Titan Talk. We'd already done this adjustment, but it came up in Titan Talk. They feel very similar. Like they are largely a math problem for which one is the best one that you want. They have slightly different ways to trigger, but you're basically going to trigger them and get their effects, and it doesn't feel like a super interesting puzzle. So we wanted to make these 3 items feel distinctly different in what they're doing. So first off, the Reaper, it's going to stay similar. It's focused on you killing targets to get stacks that makes this item better over time, but it now has a bonus for when you kill a target. You get a little bit of kind of that Thanatos or Kali style effect where it burst heals you a bit. Not crazy amounts, again, because we don't want to introduce too much healing. But it has the downside of if you die, the amount of stacks that this item stacks up to goes down. And it can go down lower than the 3.
Oh my goodness.
So it's truly you really need to be getting kills and staying with positive KDA with this item. And if you aren't, you're going to be struggling with this item.
It's really cool. Risk reward, you know? All right, next up, let's talk about Serrated Edge being removed, but a new item coming in its place, Barbed Carver.
Yes, we think that the fact that this is going to function so differently, it just made sense to give it a new name. But it's essentially replacing what Serrated Edge was doing because that's the slot it's taking up. So it gives you strength, it gives you lifesteal, and enemies damaged by abilities gain a stack of jagged wounds for 5 seconds, up to 3 stacks, once per ability per target. Your in-hands and abilities deal a bonus 8% plus 1% per 10% lifesteal. So if you have 20% lifesteal, this will be 10% physical damage for each stack of jagged wounds. So this not only is good for basically amping up your ability to deal damage to targets you've hit with other abilities, but it scales with your lifesteal to be more offensive. So as you stack other lifesteal effects, this effect also gets stronger.
That's super cool. All right, and then I think the last one on the list you mentioned is Devourer's Gauntlet. So getting a new effect here.
Yes, so it is no longer getting stacked by dealing damage. This is kind of a revert to an old Smite 1 item. And we think that the reason we wanted to do this was actually just, this gave it a very distinct item opportunity, which is I want to actually stay in lane, I want to farm, I want to optimize my farm, I want to be really good at this to be able to have a power spike later on. The damage version kind of let you do that, but it also let you buy it late game and just immediately stack it because you're doing a lot more damage at that point, which meant we couldn't really make it strong, we couldn't really let it be super strong in what it was trying to do. This lets us have a lot more control over it. It does mean it's not as good in Assault, Arena. There's a reason we made that type of change in Smite 1. We might investigate maybe making like an Assault Arena version of this item that is the damage rule instead, but we think this is really healthy for a Conquest style play, and we try to make it spicy in its own right. So it gives you only on killing ninja jungle monsters. This does not give you on kills from gods. It is the farm focus oriented item, and when it evolves it gains a new passive, which is this item continues to stack. You can just keep
Farmer's World for me.
Requires 8 minion kills for an additional stack, and jungle bosses and kills count as 40 minions. So if you're able to kill a Fire Giant, if you're able to kill a Gold Fury, you'll immediately get 5 stacks just outright. And to help in that goal, you will also deal bonus damage to minions, jungle monsters, and bosses. You basically the Devour's Gauntlet, like, cool, that was a nice appetizer. Now I want the rest of the.
Oh yeah, it's time to eat.
So this should be a really interesting change just to make the item a lot more compelling. It's in mix of viable or not, and it often falls very. It fell to tuning largely because it's also competing with these other 2 items, so this just helps it.
Cool. All right, moving right along here. Just a couple of lifesteal focus.
Fully evolved comparison, increased strength from 60 to 72.5, decrease the lifesteal from 22% to 15%. You deal 15% bonus damage to minions. This item is going to be great for Izanami and just hyper clearers. Woohoo!
Items, Nimble Ring and Soul Gem, decreasing the lifesteal, increasing the cost.
Yeah, and generally lifesteal became more valuable in the sense of you're not going to get anti-healed by it. So that's why you see stuff like, even though you decrease lifesteal, we raise the cost because this lifesteal is going to be more impactful in the situations where you're actually in combat now.
Yeah. All right. We teased this item already.
Dude, this item is
well, let's talk about Typhon's Heart again.
So Fang's gone.
Again, this item was very focused on giving you more lifesteal and making you heal more from lifesteal, and that was a route that we didn't want to go down because we want it to be. We don't want you to just end up being like you get so much lifesteal that we feel like we have to give anti-heal back, right? Like we want lifesteal to be more interesting and give you more different components. So that's what this item is. It gives you 40 intelligence, 12.5% lifesteal, one of the higher lifesteal items you can get. Every minion or jungle monster kill provides a stack. God kills provide 30, assists provide 15. At 30 stacks, summon a monster of Typhon. It's the Chimera with an aura on it, but it's cool. It has 200 plus 50 per level health, and damage equal to 300% of your lifesteal and 20% of your intelligence. Your lifesteal heals it. If you would summon another one, instead fully heal your current one and grant it 25% health, attack speed, and movement speed, stack it to 5 times. This does make it grow. It grows in size. If you pentakill an enemy team, you will basically have an immediately full stacked Typhon.
That's nuts.
That is able to come and push with you.
Damn.
But if you try and stack this a whole bunch of other people, you're going to
That's wild.
get nearly as many of these out. So very interesting effect.
Yeah.
No, brother. Say it ain't so. Hulkster's gone? Hulk Hogan passed away? No! If that's true, that is sad. No more. No more. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Damn. That sucks. I'm sad. We gonna have to. Oh, I don't have my phone with me. Damn. That's unfortunate. Hulkster, RIP. Shoot. Getting a lot of freaking blink notifications. I'm gonna look it up afterwards. Let me finish this up. This patch note show. And look into it. No more, brother. Hey, brother.
You build lifesteal, this can definitely chunk. I think the highest I could get it was auto attacking for like 264 for attack. It was attacking really fast.
That's pretty scary though.
Yeah, it can definitely ramp up. So definitely, you get a little mini siege monster if you win a team fight, pretty much.
What a sad week. Ozzy kicked the bucket a couple of days ago. Yesterday, I think. And now today, Hollywood Hulk Hogan is gone. Damn, man. It goes to show you. No one can escape it. It's inevitable. Our departure from this world. We only get one life. Make sure to take care of it. That's why I always say, eat healthy, exercise, get plenty of sleep, drink water, and do cardio as well. Take care of yourself. You are the #1 person that will spend the most time with yourself. So take care of your body. It's your temple. Treat it well early so that in the later stages, it treats you well. That's unfortunate.
Yes,
R.I.P. to a legend.
First time I saw it, I was like,
what is
An
that?
icon.
How long does it live until it dies?
Damn.
Its logic is that of a minion, so it will fight nearby targets, and then once it kind of loses targets, it will try and run down a lane, and either it will win the game for you, which it can't really do on its own, or it'll die to a tower or someone.
All right, next up, let's talk about.
Oh, you can have it as an extra minion to take some tower shots while you siege, or a Phoenix, or even a Titan. If it's just you alive and you're trying to end the game and the rest of your team is gone, you got a high commit there. You got an extra minion, a pal next to you.
First new item that we haven't talked about yet, Gluttonous Grimoire.
Yes, Gluttonous Grimoire. So this is a intelligence, health, lifesteal item. 25% of lifesteal healing is stored into your next basic attack that successfully damages an enemy god as bonus damage. If you are at maximum health, store 40% of the healing. The stored amount is capped at 33% of your maximum health. So you can't actually build this up forever, literally one tap someone, but you can do a lot of damage with it. Yeah. And this is essentially, we want life. This is the type of item where it's like lifesteal can be built to make this effect more powerful in terms of damaging, not giving you more healing.
Yes. All right, next up, Sanguine Lash. This is a fun one.
This is a fun one.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is.
Damn. So is stored in your next basic attack. So life stealing gives you bonus damage instead of more healing. That's interesting. I'm curious to see how things play out with this item. If you're at max health, store 40% of the healing. The stored amount is capped at 33% of your maximum health. Okay. Oh, this could kind of work with a surprise Merlin 3. Or no, his 1. The Frostbolt has the longest range. You can just snipe someone. Bam! Or poke him. Or just like an Agni. Or an Anubis 3. That'd be great. We'll see. I can't wait to see how things turn out next week with the release of this update. All these new items, new god, new stuff. Things are going great.
Is more towards the kind of bruisers, the more towards the characters who want to get into the thick of it. So strength, physical protection, lifesteal.
Into the thick of it.
Take 2% physical health damage every second, up to 200. There's a cap, and this scales with the amount of lifesteal you have. So the more life you build, the more this passive tick hurts. When this damages a god, reduce the active cooldown of this item by 5 seconds, plus more if you have more lifesteal. Minions reduce it by only 0.5, so you can't just walk in a mini wave and immediately reset it. The active is the kind of cool part of this. Yeah. You lash out an AoE burst that deals 10% physical health damage up to max of 500. It can store up to 3 uses and has a cooldown 90 seconds. So basically you can lash, and just do kind of a big burst of damage. You can space them out. But the big thing is the more that you're in the thick of a fight, the more that you're taking a whole bunch of characters, the more of these you're going to be able to lash out. And this item's damage will trigger lifesteal, so you will heal from this effect as well.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Right, next up, another new item on the list, Umbral Link.
Yep, Umbral Link is a way to essentially share your lifesteal healing. So 40 physical protection, 10% lifesteal. Split your lifesteal healing with nearby ally gods evenly. Each unique ally heal grants 10 protections for 8 seconds. This link only works while you're above 50% health. So as long as you can stay healthy, you can basically convert that lifesteal healing that you're doing, share it out to your team. It's essentially creating a new healing. It's just sharing what you would have already had, giving yourself more protections for having done so successfully. And then when you
that's awesome.
Health, we go, actually, no, we're not linking anymore. I need to get healthy again.
All right, next up, another new item. We told y'all there are going to be a slew of new items in this update.
Yeah, so that's actually the lifesteal pass. So those are the lifesteal items largely. The next one is for, now we're moving into the healing items.
Yes, and Daybreak Gavel, another cool name.
Yeah, I think we came up with some cool names. We're still working on the artwork. I know Eric is working really hard to actually get it all done. Thank you so much for the team for supporting this mad endeavor.
Yeah, but the item artwork and FX, and it's been Kellen getting some audio in, it's been a lot.
Yeah, so Daybreak
Gavel,
this is another one where we use the split scaling type. So this is strength or intelligence depending on which one is higher. So if you're a strength user, if you're an intelligence user, that'll work well on you. Gives you health as well. And then this is for each unique god healed by healing ability, gain a stack up to 4. Your next ability consumes all stacks to contribute 10% additional strength and intelligence scaling per stack. So if you're able to heal your whole team, this is really good for the characters who can either really consistently heal a few targets or heal a whole team and then do a big burst. You'll just be able to convert that fact that you heal a bunch of characters into more
Baron, Sylvanas.
All right, next up on the list, Heartwood Charm. Yeah.
Heartwood Charm. So this is actually utilizing some new tech that I guess technically Daybreak Gavel did it, but this is more obvious. It gives 400 health, 250 mana, 10 cooldown rate. Your healing abilities have 20% reduced cooldown, and each cast reduces items active cooldown by 10 seconds. What is a healing ability? We had to define that. A healing ability is any ability that would heal you, which sounds obvious, but we had to make calls like, does Artemis Trap with aspect count? Does Sickening Strike count? And we thought it was the most fun to make it so that those abilities did count as healing abilities for the sake of allowing some interesting itemization. So generally, if an ability heals, even if it's a conditional for the heal, we're going to count it as a healing ability so that it can be utilized as effect.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions here. Afro 3, yes, Sickening Strike. Yamoja, they apply her passive, so no. Merlin 3, forgot about, probably should. Herc 3, yes. Lifesteal does not count. Mordred 1, yes. Nem ult is not truly a heal because you also made the call that it could be a heal.
Guan Yu, Chalk.
Mulan 2, yes. Danza 2, yes. Kerber's 3, yes.
Yeah, Mulan.
I could probably spend most of the time.
Yeah. Could be the rest of the show.
Yes, or I missed it. Or there's some reason. This is one of those things that we will probably have to reinvestigate a little bit and make sure that we've tagged everything properly. But this is also tech we want to use going forward because we think there's other rooms to explore this type of tagging for abilities, like a melee ability versus a ranged ability. Like you might be able to do some cool stuff there too. So this is kind of our first outing with this type of effect. But yeah, they'll have reduced cooldown. So this is like your World Stone for your healing abilities. The active is your next non-ultimate healing ability will have no cooldown but deals 50% reduced damage. If it doesn't do damage,
damn. Now you can couple this with the World Stone, and your entire kit is gonna have reduced cooldown percentage-wise. Ooh! Your next non-ultimate healing ability will have no cooldown, but it deals 50% reduced damage. Like a Mulan 2. Mitigate wounds for Hercules.
Cool, you cheated the effect. If it does do damage, it'll do less damage. This is to prevent like Neath 2 on a high ability character. You could proc this. You could chain this with Mirrodin to get 3 of these. And 3 of these at full strength felt a little bit much.
Oh, for sure.
So, pretty good item though.
Yeah. All right. Next up on the list, Rod of Asclepius. You kind of mentioned it, but it is getting some changes here as a part of this.
RIP.
Yeah, so it doesn't increase healing anymore. We removed the active that basically negated all anti-heal because that's not really relevant as much anymore. You could keep it to stop God anti-heal, but we gave it a new active instead. So you send a healing snake that restores 10% of your allies' health over 10 seconds. This healing counts as healing from an ability. So I just talked about Daybreak Gavel.
Yep.
You could proc this with Rod of Asclepius to get to Daybreak Gavel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what that means, like healing from an ability. The snake is sacrificed if the target has 6 debuffs, immediately healing them for the 10% health, and applies all non-damage immunities for 1 second. So this is you proc it on your team. If they get a whole bunch of debuffs on them, no, they don't. They don't have debuffs on them anymore.
Oh, damn.
This is an interesting effect. Has a high cooldown. We've also playing with a cost here because we think this is a really powerful effect. Like if you pop this on teamfight, it's going to be really, really impactful. But this will take a pretty hefty chunk out of your mana pool.
Yeah. All right.
That's like a mini beads or a mini Afro ult. You just cleanse them of everything. Oh my gosh. The timing on this is going to be epic. You're going to have to nail it down. 6 debuffs active, immediately healing. You're going to have to be able to... How will you be able to see how many debuffs someone has? Interesting. We're going to need some feedback. At least I'm missing it. Because the debuffs, you can see them down here. Up to the right corner of your health. That's you as a player, though, from your perspective. How can you look at it to an ally? How does the debuffs look on an ally? Some of the stuff is visible, but how are you going to have 6 of them there? Interesting. More questions. Might be missing some stuff. I'm interested to see how things play out, though. Like a mini beads.
Breastplate of Valor, just a small change here.
Yeah, so we also looked at other places where we had some underperforming items or items that we felt like we could add a little more spice to. Breastplate of Valor just felt like a cool one. Health restored due to your own healing also contributes to reducing your cooldown, so taking damage or healing it back up with your healing abilities, it both count towards the same goal of reducing your cooldowns. Cool.
All right, next up on the list, a fan
favorite. So, freaking all the warriors, pretty much. Health restored due to your own healing now also contributes to reducing your cooldowns. Let's freaking go, baby. Hell yeah. Shield of Regrowth! Is it this one? It's back.
Yeah, so Regrowth Striders, we gave it a new name, but it's the effect that people know and love with a little bit more spice. So it gives you physical protection, it gives you 3 mana regen, it gives you 15 cooldown rate. It shouldn't say percent, it should say
It is. It is Shield of Regrowth. Finally, it's back. The need for speed is here, baby. Oh, yeah. When you 15% cooldown rate. Oh my gosh. This is one of the higher end percentage cooldown items. When you heal yourself from an ability, gain a burst of 35% movement speed that decays over 10% for 5 seconds. What the hell is the way they phrase this? They worded it or structured it. You gain a burst of 35% movement speed that decays to 10% over 5 seconds for 5 seconds. Okay, I was reading it too quickly. I needed to take my time reading it to ingest the information. When you gain a movement speed buff, restores 5% of your health over 5 seconds. Sweet.
Rate. And passive, when you heal yourself from an ability, gain a burst of 35% movement speed that decays to 10% over 5 seconds for 5 seconds.
It's back.
Yep. And it has an additional cool component, which is when you gain a movement speed buff, restore 5% of your health over 5 seconds. It itself triggers itself. So so when you heal yourself, it will give you the movement speed buff, which will then trigger the 5% heal as well.
Oh my gosh.
For things like Stampede or other characters like Baron gives you the movement speed buff, you also be able to heal from this. So just a little bit more application than it did before.
Nice, cool.
Nice.
Another Smite 1 item making its way to Smite 2, Vital Amplifier.
Yeah, we think this one's also an interesting one because it feels like a good niche for certain types of characters. It also this is gonna be really good on Guan.
Oh yeah.
the attack speed Guan side of things is gonna be really good after this.
Oh,
Vital Amplifier.
Wow.
People know of it. 20% attack speed, 200 health, 3 regen. It also has a passive that works off strength or int, whichever is higher. We try to use this to make sure that as many items as we could reasonably make felt like they could be built on both sides if it made sense. And the passive is after healing yourself with now God with an ability, you gain 10% attack speed and 5% basic attack damage for 6 seconds, stacking 3 times.
Nice. All right.
Classic Pelota item in Smite 1.
Cool.
So
I know, right? Yeah. And then another item that you mentioned earlier on in the show, but I'm gonna need
I don't remember this one though. This item must have been RIP'd before I started playing. Because I don't remember the name of it. What's the previous iteration? Is it some shield one?
I'm getting a rework here.
Yes, so TLDR, I wrote it down there. I changed the heal amount, the tick rate, and the lifetime. This meant it went from 20% over 5 to 12% over 4.5. So it's got overall its healing nerfed. And you're not going to get as many frequent ticks, so if you miss the tick rate, that's going to be a bigger deal. Yeah. But each time it ticks on you, you gain a stack of Spore Guard. For each stack, when you take in-hand or off-hand damage, reduce its damage by, I need to use the proper terminology, not off-hand damage. You can tell that, we
basic attack or ability damage.
Reduce its damage by 10% and remove a stack. If it was an ultimate that dealt damage, reduce its damage by 5% per stack and remove all stacks. So an ultimate is less affected by this, and it removes all stacks immediately. Otherwise, abilities and in-hands chip off one at a time.
Cool. Okay, and then last up on the list, just some general healing items.
Eros' bow.
Making adjustments to.
Eros' bow. This is the same thing that like gods are getting with their healing and the items are getting. This was just
Shield
has
of
a healing number,
Phoenix.
so we're reducing the healing number to have it make sense. Shield of Phoenix, again, reducing the healing number, so it makes sense. Phoenix Feather, again, reducing the healing number, so it makes sense.
That makes sense.
Absences here are Death's Toll and its upgrade. We feel like that item is probably fine as is. Maybe we'll go back, especially the Death's Toll, like this actual starter starter. Maybe its upgrade doesn't need a nerf, but we're not doing that for now. And I'm sure I have forgotten something because I tried to catch everything in this pass, and then as I was going through and implementing some of the balance, I realized I had missed a few other things. I'm sure I've missed a few things. Hopefully you guys will catch me on that, but we'll adjust as we go forward with this. We'll be very quick to respond to things that we've missed, or there's effects that we missed, or any god abilities that we missed.
Yeah, people in chat are saying Vamp Shroud, Spirit Robe, Yogi's Necklace.
Yogi's Regen, I don't think got adjusted. Spirit Robe, I think did. I just don't have it on the list.
Oh, Yogi Bear's
Shroud
necklace
did not get adjusted.
Damn, I was getting hit too.
Rules of Death's Toll as to why not.
It has to. It has to.
Hunter's Cowl, its lifesteal should be adjusted. I think that's not on the notes. So some of this I think we just missed.
Yeah, there's a lot. So there is definitely a chance that either I missed it on the 20-page document that is our internal patch notes doc right now and copy pasting it over, or we just need to look
I honestly, it's probably just I missed all the notes.
Sweet.
And people are asking, like, we specifically called out the one item that counted as a healing ability.
Yes.
Does Eros' bow or the Amanita count as healing abilities?
No.
Or they do not. Okay,
That's
so they would not
that's a unique aspect to Rod of Asclepius. Amanita Charm and Eros' bow do not count as ability healing.
Okay. Sweet. Well, that was everything that I had on my document. There was a lot, and we didn't even talk about any of the God changes yet. I believe we're going to save that for another show later on in the
Friday.
I know, Pond, you wanted to make sure we had some time to answer
Tomorrow.
questions because this is a large shift that's happening right
now. Yeah, and the TLDR is that most gods' healing will be reduced.
Yes.
So, that's the other part of the puzzle that we didn't go through today because there's, other things that will be done to those gods as well. But that also was the change in response to there not being anti-heal.
And
How much?
Those are just numerical changes. There's not like new items to go over. So we felt like going over items today was more impactful and like explaining what we were doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a really big pass. This is we've talked a lot about in the past of like Smite 1 and Smite 2 about doing something with healing because we feel like it's been an area where we haven't had a great answer. We've just kind of skated by with what we've had going. And I think the combination of actually committing to reducing the healing by a significant amount, but also bringing in a whole bunch of new itemization to help support that kind of playstyle, give some really fun toys to make it so that when you play that playstyle, you feel like you're contributing with those effects.
Absolutely.
You need to get a lot done in one go to make this work.
Yeah.
So that's why I took the big swing. If it doesn't work out, we have a whole bunch of cool new item effects, and we can add anti-heal back.
Back to the drawing board, yeah. I'm glad that they're trying new things. They're always always be experimenting. They're not afraid to try and swing and miss and get feedback from the community and the players and see where they're going in their progression. So I like that they're taking these swings. They may be wild. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. For now, it's a great start. I like it. And they are providing a lot new items. Fun. They sound fun to me. I'm looking forward to trying them out and adapting to this new play style. Maybe it won't really be as bad as we think. We'll see. We'll see.
We've done a lot of the work now to make the really cool things that I think is going to make the patch interesting. So if it ends up being like, no, this isn't it, we took the swing, and I think that was worth doing. But I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty optimistic about how this is going to go.
Absolutely.
Yep. And one question I've seen pop up a lot here is the new, not called Shield Regrowth, but
Regrowth Striders.
Regrowth Striders. Does it have an internal cooldown, or would you be able to trigger it repeatedly with like Mulan 3?
So you should,
or not Mulan 3, Pele Fighters.
So you should be able to trigger it repeatedly, but the effect, I'd have to go look. So the actual, like, the stacking rules would be even if you trigger it a whole bunch of times, you're not going to get a whole bunch of multiplies of the effect. You're just going to get the one that's going to refresh. I'd have to go look. My thought would be that it needs to be once per ability with like its tracking logic, but I have to go look.
Cool.
Verify. That'd be an OP item if you can just...
Yes. Cool.
If you can just consistently and continuously use it. Shield of Regrowth with Pele and her 3. Oh my gosh. No one would ever catch you.
Nope.
You'd get away with crime. Deplorable crimes all the time. It'd be fun and frustrating.
And I could try to tag the aspects of some stuff. So, for example, Chalk Rain is a healing ability, but it's not when you are in aspect form. Yeah. So the heal itself has the tag. That's something we'll probably have to go look at because I don't know if it's going to work with every item that we've done. But that's the kind of stuff that we're considering looking at. And all the items have slightly different rules behind them. So we have a whole bunch of things. We gotta make sure we create this really well. I know the ambassadors will be able to playtest this a little bit. You guys will have access to this soon enough as well to playtest it.
Yeah, flash test on Wednesday, I believe.
I highly encourage you to do it because, again, this is just a lot of changes that we're throwing at you. And we've done our best to QA them, but obviously things can work differently. Or you guys are going to be able to instantly test 100 more combinations than I could within the first 30 minutes of having it.
Oh, for sure.
So...
and yes, I see someone in chat asking, I will save this doc out and get it posted out on social media for anyone that wants to reference it after the show.
I see 3 specific items have been called out here that are Smite 1 things. But, Aussie, the attack speed lifesteal item.
Yeah, that one actually I would probably look at sooner rather than later because that actually came up when I was playing Hou Yi today. I was trying to use Barbed, and then I realized I don't actually have something great to pair this with. There probably does need to be an Aussie itemization as well. Probably not this patch. Yeah. But any other gaps that we have in this, we can definitely look at. I think that'll work out pretty well.
And the other 2 specific ones I've seen are Sekhmet's Scepter and Lotus Crown.
So Lotus Crown, in internal lore, there's an item that didn't make the stock called Soul Locket, which was meant to be similar to that effect. I didn't like the idea that it was just kind of passively giving out people protections when we talked about like not wanting to give a whole bunch of aura protections. We tried to pivot it to a slightly different effect. It didn't work out great. That area is an area we probably want to look at, but I didn't want to just bring over Lotus. Sekhmet, I'm blanking on right now. I know I've looked at it before.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly what it did. I've built it all the time. Although I feel like it was a good item on Surtur. I feel like that's the
yeah.
I don't know.
No Fate plus Hoops. That was just a different item. Like we were just looking because there's some items that we think are interesting to bring over, but we also want an opportunity to make new items that are new to the game. So we try to also prioritize that.
Brand new
so
game, man.
Super crowd favorites.
We're gonna have new stuff.
Explicitly niche defining that we're missing. So like regrowth, Hercules just doesn't feel the same without Regrowth Riders.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
he needs it.
There's so many we went over today. Vital
just for the
Fire
fun
is,
aspect
also
of it.
very much that's a very build defining archetype item.
3 turbo boost. Let's go.
The flat CDR when you heal yourself, it's a little similar then to Heartwood, but it's not exactly the same. We can look to see if it makes sense. Again, this is like the pass that we wanted to actually get like going.
Yep.
If there are some more that we want to bring out, we definitely can. I'm not opposed to doing
that. People are asking, Nimble Ring and Soul Gem got nerfed, but didn't get anything extra.
Yeah. So most of the lifesteal items that got nerfed that way didn't get anything extra, just because they weren't under the same kind of rule set of like the healing itemization, and those items I think needed a bit more to be more defining, where now lifesteal contributes a bit more directly to like other itemization and like making their effect stronger, right? Like having Soul Gem will mean that your Typhon's minion is actually stronger, right? So we could look at it. But that one is more of a shift in the balance stat versus like the same type of pass we did with the healing items. If they end up underperforming, then sure we can look to buff them. I'm not opposed to that, but their lifesteal was treated a little bit differently.
Things are changing.
Does Bologna Aspect get multiple stacks of Vital Amplifier per auto?
Good question. My thought would be that it should be once per ability or in hand, so you can just instantly restack once per ability per in hand per target. So I would expect that you need to actually do multiple. That would be my expectation.
Did we show Hou Yi? Nope, that's on Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday is when we're gonna go through the most of the stuff that's in game for the update. Today was just specifically talking about this really big healing change, which is good because it took us 40 minutes.
Oh, I know, right?
The healing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. 45
Both will trigger the attack speed and basic attack damage as it currently is. We might need to make some of the rules more restrictive, but we want to be as like open with these effects as we can be. Would it be possible to make Typhon's Heart minion not instantly be suicidal? We've had to walk around. So, yes, I looked at doing that. I may do another pass where I let you have some level of control over it, but I think making it a Scotty-like pet is just we then have to make Scotty.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put the effort into make Scotty. We make Scotty.
Make Scotty. Yeah.
It's not as easy to have it just follow you around in a way that actually like works well and feels good. That's also why like Nuance minions they'll default to behavior of like the minions as well. It actually inherits a lot of the logic from Nuance minions. How will this patch affect the release of Sustain Gods like Ardio? I imagine it won't really influence their introduction at all. I don't think we'd look at the healer and be like, oh, now we're not going to do them because healing got changed, or we're more willing to do them because healing got changed. Generally, when we pick a god to do, it's for a lot of other reasons. How does the healing affect the jungle starter speed buff? That's been unchanged. So Thanatos is pretty similar in that regard. If there's things that we felt were related to like core functionality around Conquest that we couldn't address otherwise, like speed buff healing didn't get touched, the sustain you get from everything else doesn't get touched. Thanatos is lifesteal from minions. When he kills a minion, he gets a certain amount back. More from gods, less from minions. The less from minions was significantly less adjusted because it is core to his ability to sustain in the jungle.
Yeah, and I guess this is a follow-up question. It's not in chat, but Pun, off the top of your head, do you know how like a lot of these new items will like interact with like the healing wisps? Like if I pick up a healing wisp and there's an enemy with like Brawler's Beat Stick close, do I get any of the benefits?
You have to cast a healing ability in that state. So if the item is like when someone casts one or you cast one, no. When it is being healed will do X, then yes, those will trigger it.
Great question, Isaiah. Great question. I forgot about those guys.
Regrowth Riders so the Regrowth Riders will only work on like the application of the speed buff. My thought would be if it's an infinite effect, like it's just you always have 5% movement speed. We probably haven't actually tagged it as a buff for that purpose, so it might not trigger. Or if it does trigger, it'll trigger once when you achieve it. It won't be on all the time. Because that effect isn't why you have a movement speed buff heal. It is when it gets applied to you, gain this heal that eventually fades off, even if the movement speed buff is still on you. Can you explain anything on bringing many lifesteal items when trying to make anti-heal not required? Yes. So the goal there is we want that playstyle to feel like it still has a lot of legs to it. There's certain characters who lifesteal is part of their core character identity, but it's also why they don't bring nearly as much lifesteal as they would otherwise. Basically, the amount of lifesteal numbers they have on them are half from what we would if we were just add these as items to the game because we don't have anti-heal as much. And we've also tried to make sure that the effects that were like Typhons, which was now your lifesteal is just significantly more, those also don't exist to further bolster it. So lifesteal got basically double nerfed in that sense, and the effects that you get for building more lifesteal are also related more to like damage or other utility that you bring, not just directly healing, increasing healing.
Yeah, the goal of this should be like lifesteal and healing are still valid play styles.
Yes.
It's just they aren't ultra OP if you're the only person on the opposing team that built anti-heal, and they aren't useless at certain times because everybody bought anti-heal, right? Yeah. It should be, I guess, a more consistent. Yeah. You know what you're getting both as the healer and the person who's like getting healed. Like you can better anticipate what's going on in the game and play around it better. And there are ways to like counterplay still with these new items, but it's not so swingy as it used to be.
Yeah, the goal is to reduce the swinginess nature of it, but we don't want to like make it so that you can't feel like your healing contributes to fights. We just don't want it to be the defining thing that your character does to the point where like we also have to make every other character in the game build a 75% reduction to use so that the game can be balanced, right? That's the goal of this change.
Somebody asked if Divine kept its passive. It still has the like lightning bounce passive. It just doesn't anti-healing.
Yeah, same with Learning. It still has the same active. It just doesn't apply the anti-heal anymore. Someone mentioned serrated nerfs. It's gone. It's been changed. But yes,
RIP.
Name a lifesteal item. It's been nerfed. by about 50% of the lifesteal side of it. And then for Pele, because Pele's an interesting case, yes, his itemization helps her a lot. She did get further nerfs, so she got some of her healing also reduced, but she also has she's like the only god in the list of like the gods in the healing section that has a separate note. Like she's also still.
I saw that when I was looking
at the
at
adjustments. She lost some base health. She lost some movement speed on her 2. She lost some damage on her 1. So there's further things that we're doing because Pele is still overperforming from our last bounce patch anyway.
Nerf. The nerf continues.
I just didn't get a chance to look at it. It's on my list. I have the sticky notes app on my computer. I have a list, and it feels really nice to erase things off that list. But that list has just been seemingly growing, even though I do erase things. So it's still known. I'm working to get there eventually.
PTS is on Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday after the show. We still haven't gone over Hou Yi yet.
Yeah, and a lot will be back on Wednesday. There's a bunch of stuff in this update that excited to show off, but we just wanted to get through the healing stuff first, and then everything else most of everything else on Wednesday, and then balance stuff on Friday.
Future gods and minor anti-heal on their abilities like could and be nerfed. We'd probably investigate them at the time. My thought would be to generally standardize it across the board. With maybe Alpwash is probably the big exception in regards to maybe he gets some different effects related to him.
The king of anti-heal.
That was his specific role, and the 100% anti-heal effects would remain 100%.
Touch.
Super quick, it's not healing related, but I just see someone asking about graphics on Xbox Series S. We can take a look, but if you can have your friends just submit a bug report with some screenshots of areas that seem off, we can that'll help us out a ton.
Yeah, I play a game on Series S a couple times a week and haven't noticed any major issues, so...
Alright.
Well, gods are dependent on lifesteal for like Anubis and Hades going to be buffed or nerfed considering the lack of anti-heal now. So the general goal is like those parts of the kits are going to be reduced by about anywhere from 30 to 60% depending on the character. Anubis's, if I remember correctly, is about 50% on his lifesteal amount that he gets from his passive. Hades got, I think his was like a 40 to 50% adjustment. It wasn't quite the full 60%. He didn't get, I think, compensation for it, so it wasn't quite that threshold. But yeah, basically all healers will get reduced down. The quickest way to think about it is all gods out of combat healing will go down just across the board. But their in-combat healing will generally be a bit higher, and it'll be more consistent across the board. And when they're anti-healed, they won't be like super anti-healed. So the big swings of someone like immediately healing up to full very quickly, you just shouldn't expect to see that as often. But characters bringing that strength to fight, you'll recognize that character for the strength they bring. How does it affect Kerberos? So his passive is still the 25%. It should still work the same. It's just the same anti-heal he applies, and the rules about how much he gets from the passive I think is the same. Because essentially, why double nerf it? Because if the amount of healing going out is less, then he's also getting less. And then his 3 got it was like in the 30 to 40% nerf ballpark.
Soul Eater thing.
Any new aspect other than Hou Yi's for his? So Hou Yi, I'll at least confirm that he does have an aspect. We don't have to talk about what it is yet, but he will have one. But he'll be the only one in the patch.
Yeah. Yep. Lots of other stuff from the design side. This
I'm so amazed that we actually got this done in a patch.
There's also a ton of UI stuff in this. There's
that's wild.
There's a lot going on.
Working in
Hades healing
overtime,
right? You can go up to a wave and you can just heal. That's a pretty common thing. Dipping out of a fight to heal. Like you commonly heal outside of combat.
I can only imagine how things behind the scene went on. Maybe it's getting closer to crunch time. It might be running around like headless chickens in a burning building. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I got like an hour or 2 of sleep, you guys. Brain was just active all freaking night for no reason. Oh, it was wild. I think that's about it, man.
Combat with other gods that could apply some reduction of healing to you. That's what I mean by combat. And again, that's also why he didn't get as nerfed, right? Because if he could just 3 and heal like at Fountain, or when his teammates have no other minions around to heal from, he probably would have gotten a more severe adjustment. But he also probably would have gotten a compensation change as well, like Aphrodite and Baron did.
Is this the mid-season patch? This is obviously a big change with a lot of stuff. This is probably about the level of change we would put into a mid-season patch. But realistically, we've been doing this kind of patch every few months here because we're trying to aggressively make the game better quicker, right?
Yes.
And we aren't trying to just be like, guys, we need to plan everything around doing a sweet big patch in mid-season and a cool patch for January or whatever. It's like, no, what's the thing that we think is a big issue with the game right now? Let's focus a big pass around addressing that issue. And one of the big things the designers came to, like Pon came to me with, like, hey, healing, I think, is one of these big issues, these core systemic issues that we've never fixed from Smite. Let's take a big swing and let's fix it right. And the way to fix it right is, let's get rid of anti-healing on items. And I was like, all right, dude, I trust you. Let's do it, right? Yeah. And so, we're doing this big change, but we might see another crazy big patch like this in another couple months. Like, it's not like, we're just in a different phase of our existence right now than the old super regimented. Every 3 months we need to have a
new season.
It's just that's not where we are, right? We're just let's make the game better as quickly as we can, and sometimes we'll have bigger patches that do that, and sometimes they'll be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and sometimes also
sweet. I like that take because they're starting from scratch, so they have a blank canvas to just work on improving the game. It's not as rigid and structured as things were before, like he was mentioning. Now they can start addressing things and just one fell swoop. You know, instead of just a little bit here, a little bit there, and like, no. If you're gonna address it right, address it the first time, do your best, take a swing, see how things go, get feedback, then go back to the drawing board. I like that. And he has the confidence. And there's trust between the guys and the whole team. Speaks a lot. Really are working on improving the game and making it better, a lot more fun for new players and everybody. The whole Smite ecosystem as a whole. I'm still riding with them. We're in the boat. We're in the same boat, you guys. I'm with you. I'm supporting.
So just like what
you got my vote.
For like, I'm currently the next 2 characters coming out. I had a gap where I kind of finished my stuff, and then Clumsy, one of the characters he was working on, came out. So like this is kind of like the gap patch where I wasn't necessarily working directly on a release character as much. It ended up moving into 2E. So, but like there's also a little bit of that, of like what we feel like is going to help the game, and then who has the time for it, and if this is the right time. I was lucky because I sent out the notes to like all the art department also for support on this, and I was like, if this can be done for OB15, just let me know. They were willing to swing it. So it's a lot of it also just depends on like like when we can actually get all the pieces together for types of changes like this. Like I know another thing we want to do is I know we were looking at the Conquest map, getting the pieces together for that is taking some time as well. So like if you don't see something here, it's not because we don't like care to change it. It's more of like it's when we get the things together and we try and get that to you as soon as possible when it is reasonable for us to get it to you.
Do you think this update will limit the options for
have everything gathered and then implemented, not just one thing here and then why didn't you add this? Why didn't you add that? Nah. They're farming, saving. Once they have everything, boom, release the Kraken, so to speak. You know, that's a great take. I like that. Great thought. Great decision execution there as well too, which will require patience from us. I'm okay with it. Some people are impatient, so those are the ones gonna be the play haters and the trash talkers. Nah, forget them.
Players now having to consider picking an anti-heal god in match lobby.
That's why we tried to expand the pool, but also that anti-heal effect isn't as strong as it was before. So I think reasonably that's going to be a cool strength those characters bring to the fight, but it's not going to be like, we didn't draft any anti-heal characters in the match. We're going to be completely screwed.
Yeah.
We're kind of trying to avoid that, right? Like we want it to be, cool, we have an anti-heal character that's going to help in these fights, but it's not going to be required to actually end the game. Like if you don't build anti-heal against a healer comp, you are going to lose. The goal is that's not the case anymore.
Okay. There's some counterplay there. And many options as well.
Passives generally don't count as, I think they will count as heals from abilities, but they won't count as healing abilities because they don't activate. Right? Like it's the cast rule, right? Like,
I think we need another Pon legalese document for it.
All these freaking mental gymnastics to try to explain something. That's funny.
It's similar to the old R39s when you cast an ultimate. It's the cast is the trigger for some of those items. The other case is being healed by an ability. Like so, depending on the rule, the wording of it, the ruling's gonna be slightly different.
That's kind of an interesting one. Why do you guys feel like a healing overhaul is more important now than another big arc of work? I would say this is a mostly design arc of work, right? So you have to compare it against other design arc of works, and I think you need to look at like games that are just like unfun. One of the biggest causes I think of games that are just unfun is when one team has healing and the other team doesn't build anti-heal, right? And it could be I'm on auto build, so my auto build doesn't build anti-heal, right? Or it could be newer players that don't understand exactly what they're doing, or they plan to buy the anti-heal but they don't buy it in time and the other person snowballs and it's over, right? Like a lot of games are just won or lost if you check the box of buying anti-heal at the appropriate time in your build. And it also restricted a lot of the high level, like I have to buy this item every time in this slot and I don't get to be as creative with my builds. One of the big things we're pushing for is build creativity. So this seems like a really good arc of work to both remove the number of just like auto win, auto loss games that you will play in, and also make the game more strategically interesting for players. So there's always the argument of like, we could prioritize this other thing. Like, yeah, sure, we could have. But when we were going through the things we could focus on, this felt like a really good thing to focus on.
Yeah, and it also, a bonus towards that was we felt like the way to resolve this also included a whole bunch of new items need to be made. And new items are fun. People get to do a whole bunch of cool things with them, right? Like, if this numerical number changes, one, it would have been also a lot quicker. So we also probably would have been like, we think this is going to help the game. And it's also not too difficult for us to just do number adjustments. But the fact we also got to pair with a whole bunch of cool itemization changes because we think that was integral to it helped.
Yeah, lots of new toys for people to try out with.
And a couple people are asking about map art. Prioritize, in my opinion. Is there an update on art for the Conquest map? That's kind of why I said this is a more design-focused thing. We're doing other things on the art side. We are working on lighting stuff right now. I don't have a firm ETA for the update because, like, depending on what direction we go, it could have knock-on effects of us needing to update other things before we can, send it live to you guys. But yeah, that's the other stuff that we're looking at. It's just different people, different teams can focus on different things at the same time.
There's a reason why no items are fight bust allies when you heal them. Yeah, so again, Soul Locket was the item that we didn't ship this one, which was on the list to do. It was kind of in that vein. It felt a little too I wanted to come up with a more interesting effect, and I just didn't feel like I had one that didn't feel like it was an aura bot, right? Like we talked a lot about like not wanting players to just feel like they're aura bots in what they bring. And I think it'd be really easy to make healers basically turn into that. Yeah. So we tried to focus on effects that weren't that. So there might be like 1 or 2 that could still come out, but like that's why like there isn't really that type of effect here. Yep.
All right, we're at 2 p.m., so it's time for one more question.
I saw people asking for as well.
Orange kiss for me today.
Pink slush. We were out of the cherry, so I have pink slush today.
Yeah, and I just have anger.
Water for me.
Anger flavor.
What are you guys drinking?
The icon. This has been a common request for Airospo. It's tricky to change specifically the debuff icon. There was something I was looking at about changing the icon of Airospo itself in your inventory to the God picture, because that is something we can actually change.
Ooh,
but it also seems
interesting.
sketchy.
Yeah, it could be confusing if you look down really quick.
It's on the list of things to look at, and I looked at it and went, this is sketchy, and so it kind of went back on the list of things to look at. So yeah. It would be a good improvement to the item. Customize specific UI features for the item is like, it'd be actually nice for that to even be like a nicer treatment towards that effect. But yeah, it's not as easy as it seems.
Would we get more anti-shield items in the future?
I saw one person say that Divine Ruin should be anti-shield now.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, we have a few anti-shield items in the game. I will spoil a little bit. The anti-shield items are getting a buff just because they're also underwhelming right now. So they are getting a buff. Shielding is probably in a state of like similar soft counters are better than just needing to have these hard counters that exist. I think shielding is just less ubiquitous than healing, so it's not as big of an issue. But generally, I think shielding should probably be one of those effects that largely is similar to healing, like it is like we're moving towards, where it's a strength the character brings. You don't have to counter it, but you can buy these counters if you feel like it's going to be super helpful. It's just a more difficult problem because I think the main offender that actually makes shielding a more difficult problem is actually Phantom Shell, because it's something that everyone can just pick up and bring and immediately have in a fight and apply multiple of in fights. And that is close. That starts to become very close to like how healing works. So I think if that item didn't exist, you probably wouldn't need this as much. So it's a tough balance problem. We might make this effect stronger. We might add slight soft counters here. We don't want to be in a world though where people feel like they're obligated to build this against shields.
I'm going to answer a question.
Damn, Shelltech, RIP in the future.
List of things to look at, and in real life, what is on top of the list of things to look at? It's a very long list, right? But any time you've ever done a big project in your life, there are always a million things that you want to do, and that you know that you could do better because you're more intimately familiar with that project than anybody else, right? It's like, if you're writing a book, you're like, oh man, I really hate the first chapter. I gotta go back and work on that. Like whatever. Like the way this character develops isn't great. Like you have like 30,000 things in your head at a time that you're like, these are all the things I want to do, and it's like, okay, what are the things I'm going to try and get done today? I have my notepad of things that I'm trying to get done today, and just some things that are on my list of things that like we're thinking about right now is like we want to make sure that like the Wandering Market coin earn feels good and rewarding because we're putting so much things out now that you could spend Wandering Market coins on. It's like you can get into the place where you just don't have enough coins unless you play like nonstop, right? I have weekly quests on my list. We have to do our next Game Pass drop because it's been 3 months since the last one, so I need to send them an email about that. We are talking about some other things I can't talk about yet. Like there's I had a meeting yesterday about the map lighting. Like there's a ton of little departments here that are working on their own top priorities at any given time. So I can't just say there's like one thing at the top of the list. It's like what's at the top of the list for each team. And hopefully you guys feel like the things that we're working on are valuable. We're trying to do our best to prioritize.
I do.
The game is as better as we can every 2 weeks. So hopefully it feels like it.
Absolutely. Well, Kilgoon Pond, thanks so much for
getting
joining me
1% better. Fantastic show, guys. Well done, gentlemen. We got through both updates. What is this? Epic news. Get out of here. We're caught up with OB15 Titan Talks for July 21st and 23rd. Fantastic show, guys. Make sure to go show them some love and support at the Titan Forge channel right down here. Give them a thumbs up. Share your feedback and your comments there as well. And tomorrow is the God balance portion for OB15. I'm excited. One of my favorite gods is finally joining the roster. Just a few more days till he's here. About to enjoy some trick shot plays. I'm about to miss epically. I want to test out his new aspect. Gatling gun ricocheting basic attacks. I'm about to be having a lot of fun with Hou Yi. And the new islands as well. I want to see how they do in the solo lane. Bruiser build. That's where my playstyle's starting to shift towards now. I'm looking forward to this. Excited. Round of applause again for the gentleman. Thank you all for those of you that tuned in live. Lurk Squad, Live Gang, and of course, Replay Gang as well. Thank you all. Show them some love and support. Again, like and sub to their channel. The streams are in the description box below. Don't forget, detach yourselves. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss another video, stream, or a short. Follow me on Twitch as well if you want to jam out. Today, no jams.
Nope.
Again. Because we were catching up on the news. News updates for Yosemite Sam 2, aka Smite 2, aka Yo Smite 2. And exercise, hit your cardio, stay hydrated, eat healthy, and get plenty of rest and sleep until we meet again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your week, of your Thursday.
Who is here? Thor is here. Thor!
I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace out, pals.